Sunday. Poseidon still MIA on vacation with the Dolphins. So today I've got Guido Grasso and Alex the Russian. Both of them combined don't come anywhere near the weight of one Poseidon. Welcome to church, everybody. It is Sunday. Patreon.com/Pantelis. Head over to panteliscomedy.com actually for dates that are going to be added this week. The French Juste pour Rire shows will be announced unofficially this week and then officially the week after. So I think once they're unofficially announced, I'm going to be allowed to do pre-sales. If I am, I'm going to do it on the Patreon
Basically, first 2 weeks of July, you're booked.
No, all of July. I have something all of July. Yeah.
Oh my God, look at this guy.
I mean, I'm booked except for the week that just passed. That was kind of light. I just did like a couple podcasts. You're booked
done.
till August.
You're done.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's great.
So you just got to be in the know to know where to find me. Guido Grasso can be found at Saperi di Napoli.
Let the record show. I'm available. You can. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, Saperi di Napoli is coming up, and I got to be in Boston next week. So if any
a pending court case.
Yeah, correct. If anybody at the U.S. border is listening, I got to be in Boston. Yeah.
Do your country a favor. Don't let him through. Hello to Amelie, all the way from Quebec. Captain Yolo is here. Big fan of the pizza, Captain Yolo. Gary Atlas, the Belgian bomber, as he likes to be known. Nicolas Sainville is here. Mademoiselle Mew, Eva Donna, the man himself, Gapes, in the chat.
Oh, we love
Always
Gapes.
working on something
Gapes,
amazing.
I forgot. I got to ask you something.
Mitch, Mark Chabot. Who else we got here? We got Enzo in the chat. Caroline, Richard Kish. Crystal's here all the way from Florida. Steve O'Clock, and 999.
9!
So, Guido, what were we doing? Why'd you make it late? Why'd you get here a minute
We were,
late?
You know what? I was going on the schedule of my family. So it was a nice summer, beautiful afternoon. I was sitting in the backyard with my family.
I have a question about your family. Why is Mussolini drawn on a horse in one of your churches?
Okay, so, Pantelis just...
Hold on. Are you related to Mussolini?
Get closer to the mic.
I'd like to.
Mussolini?
Are you related to Mussolini?
No. If I was, I would be rich. But
is his family
the
rich?
Italians and other people that have been to the Notre Dame de la Défense Church in Little Italy, basically called the Italian Church in Little Italy on Dante, they know that the dome of the cathedral, it's not a cathedral, sorry. The dome of the church is painted with Mussolini on a horse. And that's what Pantelis is asking about right now.
I was there. I have a photo on my cell phone of Mussolini on a horse next to saints.
But it's painted because he sponsored it, right?
The answer to this question is in a movie called Il Duce Canadese. Give a shout out to a guy named Alex.
A Canadian
Luca.
Duce.
Yeah, Alex Luca knows. He produced that movie. It's true. It's based on a true story. So they had to because, the funds were coming from there. And that's when they built it in 1919.
Okay, so it's an old church.
That was 1919.
I had fun. It's a nice looking church.
Oh, man. If you ever want to go to like a mafia funeral, that's where you want to go. Yeah. Oh, man. The who's who of Montreal.
I prefer that all my mafia friends don't die.
Yeah, exactly.
I need them. But thank you for that.
There's also a good bakery across the street.
Yeah, Alati. Shout out to Alati.
Bakery. That was a woman's house, bro. Don't do that shit again. Did you guys hear about the new Tom Cruise film?
Top Gun?
Top Gun Maverick.
Okay, so...
Rave reviews is what I'm hearing.
Here's what I'm hearing is...
Who's the
I think
evil?
Alex...
Who's the evil? Is it the Russians?
You played the role of the jet, I heard in...
Yeah, exactly.
Because they don't feel my feet. I just go like this,
yeah,
right?
You just
that's
spread,
it. I'm flying. Yeah, that's it.
They... The big thing I've been watching in the last couple of days about Maverick is the big scene between him and Iceman. Now,
don't say. I have all I've
I
seen.
I don't want to give spoiler alerts, but
they gave a clip away when I was watching Doctor Strange. It's like It's a clip of the movie, like a dogfight, or a couple of dogfights, and then the trailer. So it was really long. That's all I know. I don't want to see anymore. I want to go in and enjoy.
But they went like they did really well on. Okay, two things I can say about this. There's a wonderful scene with Val Kilmer. That's all I'm gonna say. Ciao.
Okay.
The next one is to bring it closer to home. A guy by the name of George Stroumboulopoulos. You know who he is.
Yeah.
When I was at a
George Stroumboulopoulos, for the people that don't know, was one of Canada's greatest interviewers.
Yeah, he used to be a Much Music MTV VJ.
But then he turned into one of the best interviewers. He was the greatest Canadian interviewer until I came along, actually. That's funny.
Fuck.
One Greek took the torch from another.
You cannot speak more real than what he just said, because it's absolutely true.
Well, they invented it.
So
what else they
George-
No, but he was he was awesome. Like,
George is still around.
You've seen him? You've seen interviews
yes,
with George?
I have.
He's the makes you feel comfortable. The best.
George is doing very well, and now he's
still kicking ass.
He still has a couple of podcasts here and there by choice. Believe me, as offers. He was on CNN. He
has a show on Apple. I think he does just
My
like
point
he
is,
puts music on. He's having fun.
I used to meet him in LA at
He won the game.
at a taco stand. And he would just, what I loved was the fact that I was a nobody and he always remembered me because he's friends with Angelo and Pascal. Yeah. And he told me about when Tom Cruise showed up on his show. So he said, call me when you're in LA. So George, when he's in LA, says, why the hell not? I'm going to call Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
You know what Tom Cruise does?
Who the fuck are you?
He picks him up and he brings him to his
Scientology palace?
whatever the fuck you call aerogare. He brings him to his hangar.
A hangar?
And
you can't pronounce hangar? This is amazing.
Well, whatever.
Hangar?
I don't know what the hell they're called.
Hangar.
And he brings George to all his Top Gun planes. This is years ago.
He owns those planes.
This is years ago. This is Tom Cruise. When everyone forgot about Top Gun, this guy still had all his planes, and he brought George to fly and barf with him in the sky.
What do you mean fly? He's not... Dude, Tom Cruise ain't flying jets, bro.
This is why I'm telling you this story.
Outside. Remember
this is why I'm telling you this story.
Helicopter or jets?
Tom Cruise
Are you allowed to just fly a jet?
does fly. Well, George is not a liar. Why would
Did he
lie
say
to me?
jet though? I'm just saying, or are we
Bro,
misunderstanding?
He brought George Strombolopoulos in his Top Gun plane, and they did the loop, and George barfed. Call George.
I didn't even know you're allowed to do that.
Call George right now and ask him if that's true. Isn't that amazing?
Well,
I don't believe that story. I don't think
we're
that's
on a
really
first
it.
name basis,
All right,
so I can't call
I'm
him.
calling out George Strombolopoulos. You message him right now, and you say,
It doesn't,
did you tell this story to Guido, yes or no? Call him
Many
out.
things I've heard of the Stroms, not a liar.
No,
I'll tell you that much.
that's what I mean.
Yeah,
and he
yeah.
freaked. That's what he said.
That's insane. I didn't know you were allowed. I thought
Well, maybe like they took the weapons off it or something.
maybe he wasn't like at his own, like maybe he had to have been in some kind of military area where they knew he was allowed. You know what I mean? Like it's not just, he can't just take it out of his backyard and be like, I'm flying a jet out here. Like, there's no way he can do that.
I think he's Tom Cruise. I think that's
no
the
way.
answer. I think that's the answer.
Too dangerous, bro. You're
No,
just
no,
letting
no.
some.
He made Dom Simpson and Jerry Bruckheimer $1 billion in the 80s.
Yeah, but you're gonna let some mental patient midget take a jet whenever he wants? That's crazy.
I'm not ashamed to say I love Tom Cruise, and
I'm not ashamed either.
It
I love
doesn't
Tom
make
Cruise.
me a homosexual.
What's his-
what makes me a homosexual is, blowing dudes.
Okay, why
Yeah.
do you love Tom Cruise?
Even that doesn't make you. Even that.
Yeah,
not in
correct.
this day and age.
Correct.
So why do you love Tom Cruise if it's not about blowing?
He's a great actor.
I
Let's be
think
honest. Very emotional. Very emotional. I like Tom Cruise. Likable. And you forget how short he is in all the movies. He does the correct filming things.
My God, he's shorter than me.
Yeah, he's very good. I like it.
Yeah, I got a point. Like if I'm casting him beside,
Get closer to the mic. You're very far.
Sorry, it's my long neck. So I got a point. He's got the market value. That's
Yeah.
why you want to hire Tom Cruise.
Yeah, he'll sell tickets.
But I think what he's really good at is screaming and running.
Oh, nobody runs
both,
better than Tom
both,
Cruise.
Alex. Both. He's very good at screaming and running.
I think that's why they hire him in all those action flicks.
Mummy.
No, they don't hire him. He hires them. That's the beauty of Tom Cruise.
Yeah, that's actually something I heard.
He creates the entire project.
He creates the whole fucking project, this guy.
Yeah.
He's like,
He
you know
was
what? I want to be an X thing.
Yeah.
Let's get the money together. Like, let me get the money together. It's insane.
Every movie set Tom Cruise is on, he's CEO.
He's the man. So what's your favorite Tom Cruise flick?
Oh man, if I have to be my
Cocktail.
my honest, how the fuck did he know?
Cocktail.
How the fuck did he know it was?
It has everything Guido likes.
Flanagan drinking.
Tom Cruise, it has a little bit of beach vibe, but most of it is New York vibe and grinding in New York
Yeah.
and mentorship and rising and
He
falling.
bangs Gina Gershon.
Everything he loves. Yeah.
I met Gina Gershon at karaoke on Why am I name dropping?
How was Henry
Me
Cavill in
and
Mission?
Gina Gershon and Michael Fassbender doing karaoke at Pang Pang Karaoke.
Here?
Yeah.
Hey, how
Michael Fassbender's dick has an elbow.
All right, that's like you hung out with him too long.
No.
But how did you watch Mission Impossible with Henry Cavill, the new one? I want to know if Henry Cavill was a good bad guy. He had a mustache.
He did. They had to delete his mustache
In
Superman
Justice
because
League.
at the same time
But it looked
they
terrible.
were filming. Yeah, it
It
looked
looked
bad.
so bad. You could tell there's
I
something
feel
weird about
bad
his
for
face.
Henry Cavill because he's a good actor. That
He's a great dude. Why do you feel bad for him? He's living the best life.
No, but I mean, he's kind of like an Andrew Garfield, where Spider-Man fucked him up. Even though Andrew Garfield is an actor at a caliber of Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Do you know
what I
what
mean?
he does? He's a huge gamer, loves video games.
Andrew Garfield's a big actor.
No, I'm talking about Henry Cavill.
Oh, Cavill, yeah.
Huge gamer. You know what he does? You know how he spends his days? He said, it's not me making it up. He paints game figurines that he likes. I think a Warhammer. He plays video games. He builds his own PCs, like high-end PCs.
I know
He loves
a guy
building
like
them.
that.
He plays all day, and then when there's a movie coming up in a few months, he's like, all right, he gets in shape for the role, makes his money, and then goes back. Just
What a life.
mostly plays video games. Just loves it.
What
yeah.
a life.
He's just living the dream.
Because he was
Guido,
born with
that's
Superman's
just like your
face.
life, though, minus the video games.
Yeah.
For you,
Bro, you were born with Superman's face. If you dye your hair black, you could look like Superman, you bastard.
that's actually my dream. I want to play Superman.
Why?
And
Why?
Not just
but-
the Superman, not just the Superman. You know the Superman, the Red Sun? It's like an alternate
Yeah,
universe.
where
You ever
he's,
read that comic
Soviet.
book? So instead of in that,
oh my
in-
God,
in
is
that
he
comic
perfectly
book-
cast or what?
In
I
that
don't know if
comic
Superman
book,
could be that tall. Maybe.
yeah, he can.
You could be Mr. Fantastic after he's stretched out a
I'm
bit.
perfect. I'm
Yeah.
perfect. So no, but that's my dream role. I actually went out, even had a photo shoot for that particular thing. I wanted to pitch it to the people. So it's the
Bro, you just gave me an erection.
let me see. And there's
I think he would be great.
the story is instead of
Do
lending,
you know who Superman the Red Sun is?
yeah,
I just see Red Sun and think Russia, think my friend, and I want him to have the gig.
okay, I'll tell you. It's a spoiler alert. So if you don't want,
yeah.
if you want to read the
Fun
book,
fact about Henry Cavill, he nearly missed his casting call for Superman because he was playing World of Warcraft. This guy's amazing.
That's very funny. That's like Brian Johnson missing his AC/DC audition upstairs because he was playing pool downstairs. Hilarious.
It's funny, yeah.
well, that's when you
Not
know
as crazy.
It's when you know you're on top of the game. You have other more important things to do.
Look
and they come
how
after.
erratic I look. I look out of my mind. We're on a few second delay here.
Yeah.
So I see myself talking,
Yeah.
and I look like I'm on crack.
Yeah,
This
don't
is
look at yourself.
terrible.
That's just there if you want to ever read the chat. Don't.
I'm sorry.
That just gave me anxiety. That
Yeah,
literally just gave me anxiety.
Poseidon's gonna come back and go crazy on him for fucking around
How's
with the mic.
Poseidon?
He's coming back tonight.
I saw him with the fat dolphin. No, I mean he was fat with a dolphin,
He's gonna. I don't know if he's gonna lose weight. He's gonna try. I think he's gonna lose it.
but he's relaxed. Is he going to come back?
I don't know.
up?
I'm assuming. There's no way he's not relaxed.
Where is he?
Cuba.
Oh, is that why the Dolphins? Is that how he got there, by the Dolphins?
He went there via dolphin. I think he's gonna be fine. I think it did him good, and I think now he's gonna be able to like restart, go back on a diet, and all that. I think he's gonna, all the weight that people are talking shit that he gained, I think he's gonna be able to lose it.
He probably went there and made a plan.
Yeah, I
Like,
think
when
so
I'm
too.
here, I'm going to make
Yeah.
a plan. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that's what I
believe
think
that.
Or also, like, if you ever been to a Cuban resort, he's at the resort, I'm assuming, right? If you
Yeah.
go to Cuban resorts, food is not that good.
Dude, he
Yeah,
walks
yeah.
in. You're right.
I
And
think he's
told
gonna
him
already come off the plane a few pounds lighter. He's gonna already be motivated. I think he's gonna lose it.
the
'Cause
food
he's-
stinks
he's
there, but the
active.
fruit, the produce is good.
Yeah, he's
So
active
eat
in the
fruit.
water. He's
Yeah.
probably
Yeah.
doing those, like fitness classes.
Yeah, just fucking around, running on the beach,
yeah,
being
running on the
chased.
beach,
Yeah.
By
El
wild.
Gringo. No, I think he's gonna be fine. I think he's gonna lose it. Yeah, The Witcher. He's good in The Witcher. He's good as The Witcher. Henry Cavill. He's done, and he only wanted to do The Witcher because he loves the game, The Witcher. So he's like, I want to play that shit.
He's good in Mission Impossible with Tom Cruise.
That's what I was asking. Is he a good bad guy with a mustache?
Yes,
Yeah, he was. They were in Rome. They were in Italy. It was good. He was good. You didn't see that movie?
No,
that's a good
Man,
one.
Tom Cruise is good.
I gave
man.
up on Mission Impossible.
Man, no.
That
On
one-
which
that
How
one?
one-
many of these
You-
missions
you
are
fucked up.
impossible? If you're
No.
doing them all, none of these are impossible. They're all possible.
Ghost Protocol and all
point.
that. You know what they are? They're the American James Bond movies, which
I know.
also you don't watch. He's
I don't watch that either.
he's not into that world. But
You don't like James Bond?
I don't not like
He
James
doesn't-
Bond. When
but
I was
he
younger,
doesn't-
I watched James Bond,
he
but I
doesn't-
mean,
in his mind, Timothy Dalton and Pierce Brosnan are James Bond. He has no idea what a
Craig Ferguson
Craig
or whatever.
Ferguson James Bond is.
Yeah, that guy. No,
They're great
The
movies.
last James Bond I had was Pierce Brosnan. And I'm gonna stick to that.
That's disgusting. He's the worst by far.
He was okay, but it was
But
the,
you know,
the
none
movie.
none of them, I think, are English, right? All of the James Bonds, none of them are English.
Why don't you because I'm just babbling because I was at my parents' house. Why don't you tell us about what the hell you did in New Zealand for a year? What do you do?
He came. We had a podcast together.
We had
bro.
a
We spoke
podcast
about
about
that.
But I want to know.
I don't care. And the rest of the people watch this. They're gonna know. There's a podcast about it already. We already talked about it. I want to. This is Pantelis Live. I want to talk about current events and whatever
and
questions
I'm
we
gonna
have in the chat.
shut up and
That's what I wanna talk about.
not and stay in my place.
We still haven't. The only time I ever talked about that shooting in Texas was on a bonus tape that's just for the patrons. We haven't ever spoken about that. Did you see that in Texas?
No, just watch my the way you denied me. I feel like that Friends song. Ooh, I feel
Everybody hurts.
Yeah, everybody hurts.
Stop touching the mic. Leave the fucking mic alone. Poseidon's gonna come back and kill you. I'm telling you. Poseidon's gonna see this and kill you. But did you see about that shooting? You didn't see it?
I saw a second of it and
More details are coming out, dude.
it breaks
Some damning
my
shit.
fucking heart.
So, all right. So before we go on there, of course, kids, dad.
You know, even if it was adults, the shit that's coming out makes you
awful.
furious.
But the timing of it, and I'm not even talking about timing of the events during the event, like the way things happen. But when it always happens, is some kind of distraction.
Yeah, I know. I saw that too. It is shitty timing, but you know what I also thought about? The government's always doing something stupid that they're trying to hide from. So no matter when something happens, it's always going to be a distraction because there's never a time where the government's not fucking around. So it always seems like that. It always seems like a conspiracy because they're always doing something fucked up. But forgetting, putting that aside, just the shit that happened. So this is what we know now. So in the beginning, they said the guy broke into the school, and then they started. Okay, number one, the security guy, the only guy that had a gun that was supposed to protect the kids, saw him, just chased him, even though the guy had a gun. Oh, he's gonna get in. Didn't immediately take him out, which is already fucking crazy. But this guy's going to school with a fucking rifle. You try to take him out. Then they tried to blame the teacher. They tried to blame the teacher that died. Like she let him in. They were trying to deflect the blame.
The security guy was undertrained, period.
Not just that. Then we find out the cops that were trying to blame.
There was no security guard.
There was no security. There was one guy. But the cops that were trying to blame the teacher, we find out that they were chilling for almost an hour. They weren't going in, and they were hearing gunshots. Parents were trying to go in. They weren't letting parents. They were arresting parents for trying to get in. One mom went in after she got stopped.
She was handcuffed.
Yeah, and then she went in after, climbed the fence, and took her 2 kids out. Anyway, so after the 3 guys that went in that ended up killing the guy, they went in against orders. They went in because they got frustrated. They go, how long are we going to wait, bro? Like, he's going to just slaughter every single person that's in the building. And they're the ones who went in against orders. So in the beginning, when Abbott had came out and said they were heroes, whatever, this and that, once he found out what really happened, he came in retract, goes, I didn't know. All I told you guys was what they told me in the room yesterday, and I believe it. He goes, but there needs to be some fun. This is bullshit. He went crazy, bro. They're just chilling there for an hour. They're hearing kids get slaughtered. They're like, what if we get shot? But that's your job. That's the job you chose. These are kids. They're the ones who need your protection.
All right.
But if you try to open the bar during the COVID restrictions and serve beer to people, they went in with guns.
Oh, yeah. The memes were incredible. They go, kids are getting slaughtered. Cops are like, they're ignoring it. It's like somebody walked into a Tim Hortons without a mask. They're there with their guns out. Like, it's, it was, it's not every cop, obviously, but those guys that were on the scene there, dude, give up. Don't even make them fire you.
Wasn't it?
Drop your badge and go do something else.
But wasn't it the way I saw the story is it wasn't even the cop that was there. It was a father of the kid who was off duty, like at the barbershop, grabbed Barber's shotgun and like took a car and drove in, ran in, saved his kids and some other kids.
Okay, who dropped the ball here?
The cops that were on the scene. So they're trying to figure out who was making the decision.
There was an order.
Yeah, they're trying to figure out now whose order was it to hesitate, because it's the type of scenario when there's kids the whole point of you being there is you have to rush in, you have to save as many as you can. The fact that they waited, that's why the body count went up so much, because people were outside, they could still hear them getting slaughtered. So that's a long period of time.
I'm going to say something as a guy who actually believes in
that
the,
mom though. That
Second
Mexican lady,
guy.
hero,
There you go.
hero
Of
mom,
course.
hero mom. After she gets stopped, she gets fucked.
Her
Hero.
maternal instincts kicked in and she saved the world.
But that's why sometimes you have to defy, bro. The government, you have to defy. They say stupid shit. You have to defy them.
You know who should pay for this?
Well, how do you pay?
The NRA.
But why the NRA? That's another stupid thing.
No, it's not stupid.
How is it
Yes,
not
it
stupid?
is.
What does the
Yes,
NRA
it
have to
is.
do with it?
They did not educate the public enough before.
What? That's not the. What are you talking about? That's not
Why
a job.
the fuck did that
That's a club of
Okay,
fucking
why-
rifle-loving dudes.
Why
This
was
is
there,
so dumb.
Why was
Here.
there not?
Here, I'll give you
Why
the-
was the
I'll tell you why your
security of
premise-
the school not up to par?
That's not the
He
NRA
wasn't
that
even
decides
there.
that.
He wasn't even
Yeah,
there.
he wasn't even there, but that's not the NRA
So
that
this is the
decides that.
point. Like I watched the.
That's
All right.
insane.
So I stand corrected.
That's
Fuck
like something
everything I
happens
said.
at your pizza
No.
restaurant, and I blame the Italian community center
No,
because they.
what
That's
I'm
not
trying to
doing.
do is I'm trying to defend.
You try to defend the
because my
guns.
father had a gun in the house my whole life.
Oh, it's a
I
gun.
never
Dude,
shot
but it's
anybody.
not- I know.
He never shot anybody.
I get it. It's not about guns.
And what's going to
People-
happen in the world now is they're going to say Texas
I
guns,
get it.
Texas
They're
guns,
trying,
Texas guns.
But
Hold up,
a
hold up,
little
hold
bit
up.
of thinking makes you. It's not a. I'll tell you why it's not a gun thing. It's not a gun thing because I said this on the bonus tape last week. Years ago, in the 60s, 70s, people would go with rifles to teach them how to do stuff. The mass shootings, okay, started in the 90s.
It's mental health. Thing.
Yeah, when we started pushing these fucking drugs on these kids. This kid, I'm not defending the kid was fucked in the head, but this kid, if you want to talk about dropping the ball police and how fucked in the head he was, 2 years ago, they had arrested him before he was 18 because he was plotting when he turns 18 to shoot up a school. Let me ask you a question. This kid turned 18 last week. He bought those guns when he was 18. He went and did. How the fuck come a kid that you arrest him for this? You know
of
that
all-
he's planning to do this at 18. No one's monitoring this motherfucker who got kicked out of his house, who hadn't been in school for 6 months. He was.
This
like,
is
This is a
we're
series
used
of
to
incompetence.
Passing the buck to
Yeah.
other departments.
Can I say something?
It's
Can I
my
say
job
something?
to answer this. I fill out the report about the
No,
kids
it's more
shooting
than that.
people.
I think that's
send
what-
it to the next department. It's not my
Exactly,
problem.
exactly.
So
Yeah.
it's-
That's what's happening.
You're
How that
talking about
happens,
bureaucracy, but I also think this is the way we choose to function in the world. Not you, me, and you. What we choose to is to resolve conflicts with guns. Now, if we choose to resolve conflicts with guns, let's educate everybody how to use those guns. Because we cannot guns are bad in America, but let's send guns to Ukraine. Let them kill
Well, the
each other
Ukrainians
there.
have to fight you, bro.
Yeah, that's right. That's
you
right.
guys are invading.
That's right.
They need the guns right now.
So guns are good for some reasons. Now I'll tell you more. There are schools where teachers, private schools, where
Yeah.
teachers are trained, educated about guns, and they all have carry. They have
the
they have
concealed
pistols,
carry and all
concealed
that, yeah.
carry on them. And
If
they
they're
have
trained, that's fine.
And they have a sign. In front of the school. All of us are armed. If you come in, you're gonna feel it. So
Yeah.
the Russians say, "Come with the sword, die from the sword."
Yeah.
I'll tell you what.
But I get what you're saying, but it's another argument. We're jumping into the false thing of. I want to talk just about this and
I
what
just want
happened.
to know who's responsible here. Who
The
dropped
kid
the
who
ball?
did it is responsible. Now, people around him, adults, officials, all are not complicit in making it happen, but they all are complicit of being lazy and incompetent because the fact that 2 years ago they knew that he was planning on doing when he turns 18 and they didn't monitor him
Does
the
he have a
week that he
history
turned
of,
18.
does he have a history
AR-15s
of,
are not three. Where did he get the money?
He went in, but they
Does he
didn't
have
flag.
a history of
but
taking antidepressants
when you
and shit?
buy guns, they know they have to check who you are. They didn't flag anything. Hey, if this kid buys a gun when he's 18, maybe we should be notified. Nothing. They just it's a kid who says he's gonna shoot up a school. You have to take some shit more serious. And then the biggest thing though is the cops that were on location that decided, all right, we're just gonna chill. And then those 3 border people who said, oh no, this is fucking crazy, bro. These kids are getting killed. Let's go in there and risk it. And one of them got shot in the shield. The other one had the shrapnel, and the third guy took him out. But by the time they got in there, and they went against orders, that's what's crazy. They even said, okay, this is crazy, let's just go. So those are the guys that dropped the balls. But the fact that everyone is trying to, not everyone, but politicians are trying to ignore all that and just be like, yeah, it's because the gun exists.
gun issue,
That's why it's like, okay, so their
No, they're
incompetence, we're
skipping over
brushing
it.
it.
They're skipping
mental
over it.
health, it's still taboo. We still can't talk about mental health. We still can't talk about what leads someone in the modern world where even though we have a lot of fucked up stuff, but we're way better off than anywhere else, we can still fuck with a kid so much, something societally, that'll make someone want to commit these murders. Not even, these are kids, it wasn't even like his peers. It was children that he went. So it's not even like a revenge thing. It's a complete fuckery
But you
thing.
layer in there, right? So if you have a gun issue and mental health issue, now we have transhumanism issue in there because it's in the same argument there. Because the guy, he was posting his trans pictures on Facebook and that he was
Okay,
confused.
so
Is that
he-
real?
Yeah, well,
wait.
I don't know. What I'm saying is,
You explained all this to me.
Yeah.
I this is the first time I hear this. I hear of a shooting, but I don't.
Yeah.
And the first
He shot
thing,
I forgot. The way he started is first he shot his grandmother in the face,
Okay.
stole the car, and then went down there.
the first thing I thought of was the first word that came to my mind was passivity. So the
Yeah, Gary, I just want to say one thing. Gary Atlas says that the fun fact about Switzerland, who I always make fun of, their gun laws is strange because they don't they basically have no laws, he says, regarding ownership, but there's no mass shooting. So a lot of people there's a huge gun ownership thing, but they don't have mass shootings.
I explained that actually. So in Switzerland, because it's they stay away from conflicts, right?
Yeah.
They don't participate, right? They take a neutral stand.
They eat raclette.
Yeah, because they hold on to everybody's money while everybody else is fighting.
Exactly.
So they standing army is every citizen. So once you go through your army course or whatever, you keep the weapons in the house.
Right. But they don't have mass shootings.
And they don't have mass shootings. Why? Because, well, I don't know why.
I don't know why, but I'm saying...
But if I know you have a machine gun at your house, I'm not going to come to you. I'm going to come to him because he's a gun-hating liberal.
He won't have a gun.
He won't have a gun. So
but it's the same idea in a lot of the guns. The problem isn't whether you can get robbed or assaulted, because I've seen that about like Texas stuff where there's less like those type of crimes don't happen as often as in the northern states because people are scared. Like, well, how go to this guy's house and shoot me? I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about in general shit like this. That's crazy. Like mass shootings is insane. It's not a one-on-one.
Horrible.
I have a problem with you. I got to make it up. Guido, you're right.
Yeah, I'm sorry. My sister texted me.
It's a
sorry, guys.
The mental health thing. I don't know why they're scared. Like I was waiting 1, 2, 3 days. It was always this happened and the where did he get the gun and why they sell this and all that, and I'm still waiting. I'm like, okay, they're gonna talk about this is not normal. The fact that they don't talk about it's like you're saying no, it's normal that he killed these kids, but the fact that he used a gun is not. If he used a knife, that would be normal. It's not normal. It is not normal for him to want to murder his grandmother, shoot her in the face, and then go murder these kids. That's not normal. We can't pretend that part is normal. And the tool he used is the
they're going for the weapon. They're not thinking about the mental.
He just murdered kids, bro. That's the fucked up part. I don't care how he did it.
But
if he slaughtered them with a knife, are we all going to be like, oh, that was normal at least?
Yeah,
that's
crazy.
crazy.
With the choice of weapon, that's terrible.
I failed the exam at school, and I come to my mom, and I'm like, Mom, it's not my fault. It's the pencil.
Yeah, it's the pencil. Look, if I had a different one, you can't. But people shift that
we
because no
know
one wants to address. Look, we fucked these. There's fucking rising poverty rates. Fucking people aren't happy in their own skin. The media's fucked everyone in their head.
What about the killer? Is he an incel? As they
shot him in the head.
Okay,
he's not even in a cell.
You know, incel. These guys that are involuntarily celibate.
Yeah, I don't think he could bang either. I don't think he was picking up bitches because, we know he was not a likable dude.
But he was wearing like what he wanted. Apparently he wanted to be banged, but he had pictures of him in a dress and all that.
No, I don't know if he had pictures. I know about his best friend when he was young was talking about how he saw little signs. Like one day he showed up at they were playing in the park, and he showed up and he had cuts all over his face. And he's like, what happened? He's like, oh, a cat was scratching me. And then upon further pushing from the friend, he tells his friend, actually, I've been cutting myself with a blade.
Okay.
So that's fucked.
Okay. This makes me think of, this happened in Texas?
Texas.
Okay. Recently I watched, because I watch crazy shit. I watched, it was called The House Party Killer. Ooh. This is the guy that he was rambunctious as a kid. And his loving parents gave him a bunch of medication on and off his whole life. And one day, his mother is sitting at the computer, and he decides to hit her in the head with a hammer and kill her. And then when the father hears this happening, he whacks the father in the head with a hammer, and he kills them and puts them in the bedroom.
This is a movie or a real story?
A real story. Fuck. And then he posts on Facebook, "Party at my house, hit me up."
Oh yeah, and he had a party while they were dead upstairs.
While they were dead upstairs.
I had heard about that.
This is what you just told me. This is what this reminds me of.
Yeah. It's just
this is not the reason why we were late to the show.
No,
by the way.
My point is,
did you kill your parents?
He was poorly medicated.
It's not just. I think it's a lot.
If he today in jail, you ask him about what happened, he's like, I can't believe I did what I did. I regret it. I want to kill myself. I hate my life.
My observation.
But at the time, he was on a cocktail of 15 different medications, plus ecstasy that he got from the street.
Yeah.
Plus, and in his mind, everything he did was great that night.
I'm not an expert on any of this. My theory, I think it does have to do with the way we're heavily medicating kids, obviously, but also society in general, because I've read articles about it most talks about women, but for sure it affects men too. Like trying to attain shit that's not real. So now let's say you live in a world where you might be dyslexic, but the cure is always, let me give you some drugs. Let me give you some drugs. At the same time, you live in a world where, let's say you're a young girl, you're looking at TV, they're telling you, this is what you have to be, this is what you have to look like, this is how you have to do. when even those people that you're looking at don't look like that. It's photoshopped, it's image. So now you're trying to attain these levels. Like, the only way people are gonna like me is if I look like that, something that's not even real. So your whole time you're struggling with yourself, you're never happy. And I'm just talking about what I've read about girls. Now imagine guys, same thing. I gotta be this type of person. That doesn't exist. Like an action movie or whatever the fuck it is, that doesn't really exist. And people don't like you because you're always trying to attain something that you can't. It's not you. You're not good at sports. Everyone's expecting you to be good at sports. You're always not the right person. You're always. At one point, if you add drugs to that, of course, already your perception of reality is skewed. You're believing in stuff that's not even real.
But nobody's measuring that.
Well, it is. But
all three of us have grown up with a TV screen.
Yeah.
And then the TV screen became a computer monitor.
Yeah.
Then the computer monitor became a laptop. Then it became an iPad and a phone.
Dude, I grew up in
There
Soviet
are
Union.
kids-
What are you talking
You
about?
grew up in the Soviet Union?
You ate rocks for fun.
Yeah, that's
But
right.
when I
So-
grew up with the TV, though, here's the difference. And you two, you had the same thing as me. We were told and we knew this is entertainment. This is garbage. It's not
stay away
serious.
from the TV. It's bad for
Yeah,
your eyes.
it's not a serious thing. Now everything
This
is on
kid-
the screens.
This fucker grew up with this.
Bro, kids leave school now. At least if you got bullied when you were young, you get bullied, you go home, bro. You're in your safe haven. Bro, these kids get bullied 24 hours a day now. Your bully hates you. He's sending you Facebook
right.
messages.
You're right.
Bro,
You're right.
you never escape.
You're absolutely right.
But we don't talk about the mental. We don't talk about, why in the 90s they started fucking, when guns were available before, what the fuck
Well, it's the
happened?
whole-
Because there's so much money in it, bro. The pharmaceutical company, there's so much money.
Rockefeller did it at one point. If you notice, like all the probably number one propaganda that comes from like pharmaceutical companies sponsored by that. All the natural health healing is
It's
garbage.
bad. Yeah,
it's
yeah.
bad. It doesn't work. It's placebo. It
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah,
work. Meanwhile, they give you placebo and see your body react to it and say, "Oh, see, we told you it's going to work because placebo works." Right? So there's
But healthy eating and healthy living and vitamins is not placebo.
No.
That's
And-
how your
and
body's
also,
made.
like,
You need healthy
and
stuff.
You're right. Your theory could be proven. Like Guido says, it's not observable. No, it's observable. You can go back in time and you look at the cocktails that we start giving kids from early on. And it's not just to do with psychedelic medication. It's also like, okay, if you want to open up a can of worms and talk about all different stuff, we just had injections, right?
Yeah.
How many injections kids got in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s?
Yeah.
And look at the progression of different disease that, and I'm not even talking about like autism, right? I'm talking about autoimmune disease. I'm talking about allergies. I'm talking about different things that start to add up to the list of
New
yeah.
ailments for
and
humanity.
I'm talking
yeah.
about kids that grown up in the first world countries like US and Canada. Like what's the reason for them to have those deformities? They were exposed to the best produce, best waters.
I don't know if we were exposed to best produce because everything we eat, bro, is fucking
garbage.
toxic. Yeah.
But that's what I mean. So everything that we eat, everything that we breathe, everything that we drink, and it also goes for the thoughts. Everything that we consume on this thing
Toxic.
is toxic.
Yeah.
So we're getting into the subject of construct of matrix, so to speak. It's really here to oppress us in every direction. Now, how do you break out of it? You turn this off.
Bro, one of my friends who I think now he's just completed like his third or fourth Spartan race. Like he's in shape.
What is the
He's
Spartan race?
Spartan race is like this challenge.
Like
It's
world's
around the
strongest
world.
man? Like
But it's for cardio. Like you run, you do climb. It's very
right.
cool.
you have to swim, you have to take the bike.
Yeah. It's very cool. So he just completely I remember one time, this was years ago, I was at his basement, his house, and he was telling, and this house, like, okay, it's everyone's fucked in the head. Because he was looking, he's like, oh fuck, bro, I gotta get bigger. I'm too small. I was like, what are you talking about? The guy he was jacked, he had a good body, good looking kid. He was going to the gym, he was healthy. He looked like you would want that, but like perfect. He was big, like not like
You would turn gay for him.
yeah, not like giant, perfect size. Like he was built,
I
he
would
was good,
turn gay
and he
for him?
thought in his head, looking in the mirror. I don't know from what it was. From looking in the mirror, he's like, I'm too small. I'm not. So he was seeing something, and he's one of everyone. That's
body dysmorphia.
But that happens to so many people.
Yeah.
Why? I think it's because the shit we're being told and fed.
Fed,
It
yeah.
fucks your perception of reality. So he thought, he's like, oh, when he was like the perfect specimen of what like a
He looked like
healthy,
Michelangelo's David.
no steroids, on
Yeah.
like a healthy
But in
man
his mind-
being
But
that's
it's
so
perfect. It's
sad.
going back to your original statement that we are taught not to love ourselves in the current state. No matter
Yeah.
what you look like, no matter what you do,
Yeah.
you can do better. There's
Yeah,
always
yeah,
this
yeah.
next level to achieve, right?
And most of the people
listen,
watching this shit right now, most of the people watching this
shit.
shit, Guido, most of the people watching and listening to this shit right now have thoughts like that, and they don't realize that if they'd go out and just see other people, they'd be like, oh yeah, fuck, they like me. I'm all right. I'm a cool dude. I'm a cool chick. But everyone has this doubt
of it.
But why? Because everyone tells you, no, you're not good. Not everyone, but the way the media is. No, you have to be this. You have to be these weird things that they don't even exist.
Here, I give a therapy.
We don't even know who they are.
Here, I give a therapy tip. Right. So
Ted Bird, hold on. Ted Bird is asking, has there been any discussion of personal responsibility? There we go. I've been on meds in the past, and I still knew it would be crazy going to Fairview and shooting it up. Yeah, that's the thing. But Ted, that's the fucking crazy thing. No, they're going to talk about the weapon that was used, not about what he did. He's the criminal. He did bad. Was it the education system? Nothing. It's just the gun. So my thing that I get mad about is the way they're talking about in the media is as if the crime was fine. It's the weapon. So if he had used a knife, that's normal behavior. No, this is normal behavior. We have to address that. Why aren't we saying that it's not normal behavior?
Well, it's like, it's not my fault. It's the Russians' fault.
Yeah, it's not.
It's part of the same. It's a part of the same thing. It's the Russians' fault for the world hunger and for the expensive gas and everything else.
And the personal behavior thing, he's fucking right about the responsibility, because how many other kids were bullied, maybe even worse than this kid, had access to guns, were treated, who knows, were raped or were treated even worse, and worse. And then this kid,
I got a nuclear bomb in my basement. I don't pull the trigger. I got self-control.
What?
You got a nuclear bomb in your pants, bro. I never look. The first time I remember this shit in my life, I was 14 years old, and this was the
Ted's like he had a choice. He goes
the trench coat mafia, the Columbine. That was the first time.
No, you weren't 14. You were like 20 when that happened.
No, when Columbine happened, I don't know. It doesn't matter. So,
I was young.
Columbine happened. Before Columbine.
When was Columbine? 98, 2000?
After Columbine,
98,
I remember
99.
100 of them happening, and I don't know who's who.
Yeah.
But before Columbine, I think we were one of the first.
The Polytechnique.
Because we had the Polytechnique.
Yeah.
I remember I was a kid. Some guy walked into a school and blamed all his problems on women and shot on December 6th a bunch of girls.
And then it happened again. Like a few years back, remember? Also at the same, in Dawson, was it in Dawson we had a shootout?
No.
I remember that because my friends were there at the time.
My sister was there at the time.
Yeah, that was
she was in
fucked up.
school.
I was in LA watching Dawson on TV. That was fucked.
Bro, that was crazy because I remember I had a guy, I was working video games, who they fired that week. Number one, he hated me, was threatening to kill me. But then he had went to the school with the shooter. He knew who the shooter was. Like, they went to school, and he was... Bro, we're all there. Like, it's not like he did it hidden. Like, everyone's there in the rows, like, as in video games. And he started, like, empathizing. He's like, I get why he did. Like, I went, like, I could see that. I could do that,
imagine.
too. And he was talking about
people, too.
He was talking about how far removed he is from doing something like that or whatever. And I was like, yeah, you got to get rid of this guy. This guy already threatened to kill me. And then a week later, he's like, I get why that guy
Yeah, but
did
we
it.
just skipped over something here.
Yeah.
Getting a gun at Walmart in Texas.
Guido just
is
says hi,
easy.
$2 from Jorge Rosales.
Thank you, Jorge. Getting a gun in Montreal to go shoot people at Dawson is not as easy as it is in Texas, man.
No, but look, if you wanna, that's why I'm not jumping into that argument. It's not because if you wanna do something, you're gonna find the weapon. You're gonna find a way to do it. The gun doesn't make you do it. The car doesn't make you run people over. None of that. I'm not.
Guido, coke is illegal in Montreal,
and it's everywhere.
You coked out of your mind
It's everywhere. It's everywhere. He's not. He doesn't do coke. Let the record show he does not do coke.
If I'm a little manic today, it's because I doubled up on my medication.
Coffee.
By the way, latest episode of The Intellectuals that dropped with guest host Patrick Hakeem. Very good episode. You and Patrick dropped
we had
a
a
banger.
laugh. Yeah,
but
me
all
and
this to say, that's why I don't enter that argument, because I don't believe that putting the responsibility on the weapon used, but not the action and not the person, I think it's ridiculous. Because we have so many guns are illegal here, bro. Yeah. They're always shooting each other. You're gonna find it. That's not the issue.
Guns illegal in Russia to have, but there's also, like there's a guy went in school in kindergarten recently too in Moscow and shot up some people or somewhere else outside. Like, it happens there as well.
Yeah.
And guns are illegal in Russia to have. Like, it's really hard to possess a gun. Like, for hunting, maybe like Canada, it's really tough to get it. And it happens there too.
It's not hard to get anywhere. Anything you want in this world,
illegally,
you can get it. Illegal, yeah. Anything you want. So it's all about your intentions. You have to take responsibility. Like, let's say the Dawson shooting. I'm not gonna push him aside and be like, oh, these evil guns. No, bro, fuck this guy. He did it. What? Is he innocent? I don't understand. No, this is crazy. I don't know why we fall for that trap though. The media does it, and then everybody jumps on board.
Did the killer shoot himself in the head, or
this
is he
one?
arrested?
No, bro, he got iced, bro. They shot him right in the fucking face.
But the first thing, the first thing they do to liberate the society from being free
Take away
I knew
They
the
take
boyfriend
away
of
the gun.
I
Anastasia
know.
D'Souza, the girl who died. Oh, that's sad. Yeah,
Yeah,
this
let's not
guy
bring
got
that up,
fucked up.
dude.
That's awful.
Yeah, we're not. Anyways, there's nothing good about what happened there. That was like one of the most devastating times in this fucking city in my recent memory. I don't even want to think about that shit.
Well, look,
All this to say, I don't like the we don't address mental health. We don't address actual problems. We don't put responsibility on the person that did it.
I'm so crazy.
You know, if fucking 3 people started, they did, I don't know, they ran over people using Mustangs. Are we going to be like, Ford, what the fuck's up with these Mustangs? Pull them back. Why are they out there to kill people? No, we
Well,
wouldn't.
the guy just did it a few months ago. He ran over the parade, the Christmas parade.
Oh, yeah.
He just did it, right?
Did we fucking sue
we-
Chevy and be like, Chevy, why do you have these fucking SUVs out there? Like, we can't be that stupid.
Sometimes
can't.
it's an old man that doesn't know the brake from the gas pedal.
No, this guy did it on purpose.
This guy did.
Yeah, and he was in jail for running someone else over, I think, too. which is-
Okay, see,
also
that's again the problem with the system.
And on social media, he put it up too, so that's
Yeah.
something he
Yeah.
wants to do.
He's
Yeah, it was
the run-
premeditated.
He's the
Yeah.
run over guy.
Yeah, the premeditated stuff. So in happy news,
Yes.
I think we've given
Yes.
all the energy we can to
Oh my
this
God.
shitty situation. I just want to update people because some people didn't know about the cop thing. I found out yesterday. I was telling people they didn't know about the update about how they chilled for 40 minutes. So the memes weren't making sense to them because the memes are amazing. The memes coming out are crazy. So yeah, that's what happened. So everyone knows. That's what we know so far. We're going to find out, I guess, this week who made the order. But in Texas, they're losing their minds because it went from sadness. It took a day to turn into fury. Fury, bro.
That fast.
Yeah.
people-
Normally
It's
politicians,
still,
they try to stay
Ted,
aside.
Cruz over there?
but
Abbott and Cruz is there too.
Cruz is there.
the
What does he say?
Beto
Cruz is
O'Rourke
their senator, I think.
and the Beto O'Rourke, the Democrat one, right?
Yeah.
He went in onto the briefing by the sheriff, and Abbott was there. And he started talking about how guns are bad. He started making a gun control issue
Yeah, it's so
while
stupid.
while they were giving an update on the situation. So they try to politicize it right
Yeah,
away.
always. Yeah.
So instead of get to the point of like you said, personal responsibility, mental health, all those things, it's like, no, the guns are bad. Second Amendment, let's disarm everyone.
Disarm and the people that are for, I don't get it. It's like saying again, this guy ran over people. You can't have your car. It's fucking. It's a slippery slope.
Is it the brain? Is
No,
it,
no,
is
it's 'cause
it-
that's what
is
you're
it
told.
the education.
We assume the way we're taught. We assume if someone's on CNN, you have to trust them. If someone's on fucking Fox, depending on what news you like to watch, you have to trust them. They're all monkeys. Do some due diligence. Use critical thinking. Be like, all right, that doesn't fucking make sense. Just like that mom, right? That mom was told, stay the fuck out. We're arresting you. Your hands are tied. You're not going in there to save your kids. She was the criminal in that situation, right?
That's
and then she said, you know what? Okay, fine. I'm not going to go and let me go. Fuck, I want to save my kids, you dipshits. I don't care what you're saying. I don't care if you're a person of authority. I'm a human being. I could tell the difference between right and wrong. I hear them getting shot. I'm going to save my fucking kids. So she's the fucking hero we should be parading
They
around.
want to ban knives in London, according to the mayor.
They tried so much, yeah, because of the knife attacks, because that's what's going to say.
Is that gonna? No, it's the brain.
I know.
It's not the fucking knife.
Yeah, it's the people
After
doing
that, they're
it. It's
gonna
the
find
people
a
wielding
rock,
the knives that are the problem. It's not the
scissors,
knife, yeah.
Glasses.
Yeah, anything you want.
Anything you want.
Yeah, scissors, yeah. What's it's so stupid, dude.
Jesus.
Yeah, but it's a good, simple argument. It's very simple. It's
Yeah,
something,
views of a simpleton.
Yeah, it's views of a simpleton. That's what it is, yeah. I'm glad that I can see past that at least.
Speaking of views of a simpleton, let's lighten up here for a second.
Yeah. I got so much footage that I have to compile, bro.
Exactly.
So much work. Oh god, I don't know how I'm gonna do it.
From the because you
From
have
everything. I
GoPro,
have-
you had
dude.
GoPros everywhere.
I have hundreds of hours.
Yeah.
Most of it unusable because Poseidon doesn't know what the fuck he's doing when he holds a camera. But still, hundreds of hours of footage from the tour, from the North Shore,
that's great.
from all kinds of stuff. From
Yeah.
like secret Suzuki podcasts that were
Bonus
done after
materials.
shows, like for just those fans. I have crazy material. Yeah.
Um,
I have to have it ready by July.
Alex, you will. Alex came up with something recently, and he's like, "What if we go report live from the Kremlin? Him and I."
We're gonna go to Russia. What are you talking about? You're trying to get the
if
restaurant back up. What the fuck are you
If
talking
I go to
about?
Russia, it's funny because I'm next to him. I'd love to go to Russia, but I do have to get the restaurant going. And in any case, okay, let me give a quick update about the restaurant.
Yeah.
As many of you know, I'm extremely disorganized. I'm very much a mascot, if you will, a Ronald McDonald. But for day-to-day operations, I will crumble and fall. So I have a lovely woman coming in, and a really nice old Italian.
Did you meet this woman, Alex?
Angie? You met Angie?
No. Oh, yes, I have.
Nice
I have,
girl.
I have met him.
And thank God for her, because Yeah, she'll help me out. And then once
she was Greek.
she's coming in, she is. And once she's coming in this week,
fleece 'em.
then I can go because I got shows. I got Boston.
Boston.
I got Boston next week.
Where are you going,
and,
Boston?
June 11th.
What is it? A Italian thing?
It's one of the Italian shits.
So it's not-
me
it's-
and Enrico.
So it's not for our fans. It's for people who want to go see Bada Boo Bada Beep
No,
Spaghetti.
but we do it in English. Exactly.
But is it all Italian stuff though? Like,
It's-
what's the
it's-
deal with
it's,
Mamma Mia's a pizza? Like that
It's
kind of stuff.
Guido's version of Sebastian Maniscalco jokes.
Okay. Were you ripping Maniscalco off?
No,
Maniscalco
he's great. He's a
ripping him.
multimillionaire. He's a great guy. But so I got to go there, and now
That'd be so funny.
Look,
Guido's on stage like somebody was telling me, Sebastian, what's
played-
the deal with pizza?
he's a good guy.
Yeah, I'm not making fun of him. I like him.
I saw him crying at Just for Laughs, saying thank you. He's
For the pizza you made him?
Sebastian's
It was too spicy.
Sebastian's father is like Italians here. Sebastian's father is Italian like us. Sebastian is Italian
I
like
feel like you're
like our
justifying it.
kids.
We're not at. We've never attacked Sebastian.
I'm not. No, I'm talking
built a
about
scenario
his.
in your head.
The Italians in his family are like his grandparents. They're not him. Anyway, whatever. I don't even know what I'm saying.
That's what I'm
anymore.
saying. It's just you
Jesus
built a scenario
Christ.
and went on with it. We have no
Are
idea.
we going to Russia? Can we go?
Yes,
do you
we're
know?
going
Can
to
you call
Russia,
Putin?
100%.
Stop saying things like that.
He
You're not
was.
going
He
to
said,
Russia.
"I need your passport." He just gave me a
Yeah,
visa.
already I'm doing his. I'm already making him a visa for him. That's too late.
You're
It's already the second step. We're past
Yeah.
the first step.
Dude, I'm going to Russia. But I
Guido.
told him I can't go during Just for Laughs because I got to be there to see you guys.
Guido.
But he wants us to go now.
focus on the goddamn business.
I'm
Forget
selling
Russia,
I'm selling it.
especially during.
How about we
And we're
open
calling-
how about we open your restaurant in Moscow?
We're going to call Gerard Depardieu because he's fat, and Steven Seagal. They all live there.
Bro, you're not going to go to a country while there's a war happening.
Well, that's the same thing like saying like there's a war right now in Somalia and Americans.
I wouldn't go
send
to
the army
Somalia.
there. But Americans send the army there. Why would you go to America?
Anyway,
What?
truth is, I wouldn't go to
There are many places in America I
Russia
won't go.
unless I would go with him. If I would go with him, I'm fine. I don't
Does it look like I'm antsy to go to Detroit?
Yeah, no. Well, Detroit probably
No,
not the
we're-
worst right now. South Chicago is, isn't it?
I want a Russian wife. Can you hook me up, Ted?
I
Bird
want a
says.
Russian wife.
Oh yeah, you know what?
Oh my God,
Save some of these Russians or Ukrainians. Send them to Ted Bird's house.
Oh yeah.
Ted.
You want a Russian wife? Are you sure
Ted,
you want a Russian wife?
Ted, the amount of women that I've seen next to this giant over here.
They're all. I'm
'Cause
telling you, Ted.
My
they're
wife
all.
is watching. I don't have any women next in
Bro,
my life
she
except
looks
my
They're
wife
all
and my kids.
problems.
She looks
He
like
already told me.
Brigitte
Alex
Nielsen
told
on
me
a
if you
good
marry
day.
a Russian, it's all problems. They're gonna slowly try to start annexing your cupboards, annexing your
Exactly, annexing your life, and then like my mom has a better relationship with my wife than I do.
Oh, yeah, the
So,
ladies they get
that's
together
it.
and they plot.
It's yeah, and like they already know what my next step in my life is before I do. He's like, "Oh, you're supposed to do this." Why? Well, I talked to your mom.
I went to Trois Rivières yesterday.
And
It was fun.
how long's the drive?
It was less than 2 hours.
See, it seems further.
It seemed I didn't have any traffic really.
It seems further.
It was a
And-
Saturday.
And how was it?
It was fine. I did the Couple Ouvert. They did a live podcast.
And
I was
how
the
many
guest.
people?
They filled it up. I don't know how you'll fit there, but it was their first. They
Couple
had.
Ouvert. Yeah, they have a popular couple.
Oh, it's
yeah,
one of the
yeah.
best podcasts in Quebec.
Yeah.
So they had. This was when they started doing the tour. Tickets for that show had already sold because they don't tell you who the guest is. You just show up. So
It's like Midnight Surprise.
it's like
just for
Midnight
laughs.
Surprise. Yeah. So they had already sold. It was like the first 2 dates that were already sold out. So they knew it was gonna be fun because they sold out months ago. So the people came out were excited. And it was fun. We had all.
But wait a second. See, the problem with that concept is sometimes when the person comes out, you hear, "Oh."
Yeah. Not with me. No, they were happy to see
No,
me.
they were happy to see you.
Yeah, yeah. But I don't think that could happen in this scenario because you already love the podcast. So
Yeah,
you already
yeah,
love the
yeah,
hosts.
exactly. You're fans.
Anyone
Yeah,
that comes out is just a bonus.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're happy
Ah.
to just see your favorite
Yeah,
podcast.
people
I
come in
didn't-
to have fun regardless.
Yeah.
It's a good crowd. It's like this. Why is it sometimes terrible to do jokes at some bar because you never know who's there?
Yeah, yeah.
You show
Dude,
up.
I'll say
No,
it again. I said it 10 times. What's that word when you're practicing for your hour set in the French concept here?
Rodage.
What?
Rodage.
Rodage. There's a thing here called rodage where in French you go practice for your Netflix special or your 1 hour
Anything.
special.
Your
and
hour.
you go
yeah,
practice.
But they know you're
And they
practicing.
know you're
and they'll buy
practicing,
tickets. They know you're
and they're
practicing and they
into it.
want to come multiple times, see the
I'm
evolution.
not kidding, bro.
That concept doesn't exist in
The
English.
club looked like a sardine can. You couldn't move. It looked
Oh,
like
yeah,
a
yeah.
nightclub in the
And that's
90s.
strictly the French thing.
And unbelievable. It reminded me of the 80s Catch
When was
a Rising
this?
Star.
When you
I
came-
came to see you, Rodage.
Oh, yeah.
Next to Mike
yeah.
Ward's place.
Yeah,
What's the
yeah,
other
yeah.
place?
You're talking about that week when I went to Abreuvoir.
Abreuvoir.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
place,
yeah.
bro, downstairs looks like Comedy Cellar.
It's amazing.
It looks like Comedy Cellar, New York.
Yeah, yeah.
It's fantastic.
How many people can you fit
My
in there?
mouth was open the whole time.
I think probably a little over 100, and it's tight.
But the people in the first of all,
80 to 100 standing up. Yeah, in the back it's all standing.
Acoustically perfect.
Yeah.
And people were shouting out.
You would have loved Quebec City last week. It was a
love
crazier because we even had it was because it was full, right? So there was even 2 tables like that were right like stuck to the stage. So you're looking at it, you have people all around you.
And that's your crowd work table.
Yeah, no, I did them. I did all the ones on the sides and some people in French just talked a bit.
Perfect.
But it was just it was amazing.
No, it's amazing.
And we had an issue.
What is he saying?
My I'll forget, bro. Gary goes on fucking tangents.
Oh,
you have to
Gary,
learn.
you
You have to learn to
Belgium.
ignore him. But
He's with Van Damme.
Yeah, he's with Van Damme. But in Quebec City, we had a fuck up. 40 minutes into my set,
Yeah.
the mic. So I'm talking, and then the mic just blasts like music, like from the radio, and then cuts off completely. What the fuck's going on? So it's not working.
This
so I'm like,
guy's
I'll just do
recording
it.
his special one.
No, I wasn't recording.
Wow,
but
but-
I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it a cappella. So I'm like, because people can still hear me. I'm loud, and it's not a big room. So I'm still doing it. I see Poseidon, like furious, like he's freaking out. Emil's like, what the fuck's going on? I found out the story after. So what happened was during that time is the manager, fucking super cool guy, the guy that we book it from. He said, because you could hear the bass a bit downstairs from the music from downstairs. So he said, I'm going to go down, lower the bass so that there's, because, 40 minutes in.
This is what he tells Poseidon while you're on stage.
And the bartender. He's like, I'm going to go down, lower the bass so that, because sometimes, I do my silences. He didn't want to ruin those moments. He wanted like full silence. He was being nice. So the fucking bartender, who's never, and this is like a state-of-the-art system they have. It's all wireless. It's all done by the computer. It's not like hooked in. It's all, the fucking bartender who's never touched, I found out, never touched the system before, decides, I got this. After the guy leaves. The first button he pushes fucks everything up. So now the manager's like, what the fuck's going on? He's yelling at him, he's going crazy. He's calling the company that has it. He's like, I don't give a shit about protocol.
they
the
can't-
guy's on stage without a mic. The guy's on stage. He's freaking out.
They can't fix the situation because it's not happening there. Because of this program, it's happening remotely. So
Yeah.
whatever was programmed as
Like you
his
could do it on the
sound-
program, but the problem is we don't know
that's
what the
another-
bartender
So the
pressed.
bartender pressed
And the
off.
best is, so Poseidon's coming to the stage sometimes, and he's trying to check if it's me, like on, off, or if I fucked it up. So then I couldn't believe it. I'm asking Poseidon, I go, bro, you heard while I was talking music come out of the speakers. Do you guys back there think I was the one playing the fucking music? Are you guys crazy? It's clearly not me. So then by 10 minutes later, they figured it out. So they had fixed it after when I was on stage, but I never stopped. I just continued, fucked around, spoke. And then I ended up doing, I think, 1 hour 10 total is what Emil had counted, which was fucking nice because I...
Really good.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, there's
Yeah.
2 Guido comments here.
Yeah.
One guy said, I Guido should do French comedy
Yeah.
one day, which, okay, oui, j'aimerais faire ça. And if I talk to a microphone by myself like Bill Burr,
Yeah, no, it's not going to work.
I'm going to be very depressed.
Yeah, it's not.
I need to bounce off someone.
Yeah, they're different people.
But thank you.
Go back to your
Gary.
story.
Yeah.
Your story is a good example of where technology is a bad idea, right?
Yeah.
For example, they want to implement,
Everybody's intention was good, but it fucked everything up.
but this is the
I was cursed that whole week because the day after we were in Varennes for Mike's show and I was opening, and I go out, everything's tested. I go out, the microphone's not working, so I turn around, I go, give me the wired.
Yeah.
So I had a whole weekend of my mics were fucking up.
Yeah, but see, had he not had experience, the last 40 minutes of his set would have been destroyed.
Oh, the last half hour. Yeah, but it
Because
was small and everyone was having
He
fun.
was used to it, and
Yeah.
that
No,
just
but
comes
I'm
with
going back-
experience.
but going
I've
back
done
to
enough
techno-
shit shows that doesn't bother me.
But I'm going back to technology piece, right? So electronic ID, like we're being pushed into using everything digitally, your
Yeah.
wallet, your communications, your passport, your e-ticket on this. Everything's on the cloud. You no longer say things on the telephone when you take pictures and everything else. Somebody has control over it. Let's say technology does, AI or some person pushing buttons. You show up and let's say everything, you live in the perfect society where government doesn't want to fuck you and take away your rights. And
Yeah. It's not where
close
we
your
live,
bank
though.
account. It's not where we live. But let's say, something innocent. You go to airport and the system goes down and you need to fly out. To
And you
something.
can't.
And you can't because you're...
we can't verify it's you.
We can't verify it's you.
Or you can't pay us. Everything's digital.
Yeah, everything's digital, right?
Yeah.
Intentionally or unintentionally, it's a scary thought.
course.
And and if we put so much faith and trust into this, and then the Russian nuke goes off, and then you have that electronic pulse, right? And,
Yeah,
and all the technology is
You have
gone.
no money. You have no nothing.
You have nothing, and you have nothing.
I'm with you. I don't think we should go full digital. I think
Here,
there should always be.
Everyone who's listening, make a point this week, pay for everything cash.
I don't know how that would help. I mean, make a point this week to save cash on the side in case shit goes down. Don't waste your cash on nonsense. You might need it if the Russians attack.
No, but I mean, like, instead of making...
You're a goddamn double agent.
Yes, I am, but I don't even deny it. That's the best way. Like, it's everybody. So, because James Bond, you don't like James Bond movies, but when James
I don't
Bond,
dislike them. I just don't care.
But remember, like, James Bond is not really like a secret agent, because everywhere he shows up, he's like, oh, look who's this? It's James Bond.
James Bond.
Before even he introduces himself,
They all
everybody
know.
knows.
He's
like, oh,
celebrity.
James Bond's here, right? But he's still a secret agent, right? So that's the thing. That's my thing.
But it's not everyone. I think it's all the people in the know that know who Bond is.
Well, you know who I am.
I love. I'm actually. It's too bad. You got to give James Bond a chance. Fuck the Remington Steele movies. The Daniel Craig ones are really good.
Poseidon's gonna kill Guido.
Yeah, I don't know. Every time I touch this, I don't. I meant I have to do this. This I destroyed. Anyway, how's the new Thor movie? Did it come out?
No, it's coming out in July.
All right. What else came out this week?
I do want to talk about something. Ricky Gervais.
What about him?
Special. You didn't hear that? You're not aware up?
He was on
I didn't watch
something
it
recently.
I haven't watched it yet. I know people are angry, but they're always angry. Idiots
They're always
will
angry.
always
So it's
angry.
the politically correct thing. You know,
He's
how
one of the funniest human beings on the planet.
It's really funny, and you know he's gonna come out and you say what he's supposed to say, how he wants to say it. So he pissed off a whole bunch of woke people and transgender people.
Ah, good. So he did a good, probably a good comedy special.
Yeah, and you know how the whole thing with Netflix, they start losing the base.
Yeah.
They
Oh,
start
I heard
losing
that.
money.
I heard that Netflix emailed their own employees and told them to fuck off. Their woke.
Basically, they did that right before Ricky's Gervais dropped his special. So when they dropped this,
wow, how that's big. Like to the point that the general consensus after so many years was you're too woke, we don't like, and now people are backing away from it.
Well, yeah, because like the people that come, because you know what happens? It's the loudest.
The key word there is general consensus. It's always the minority
But this
that's the
comes
loudest.
from what?
It's the minority. Yeah, because so what happened
it
was it's the
comes from
squeaky wheel that gets the grease.
Yeah.
So on the shopping cart, one wheel is making a noise.
Yeah.
So like these wheels are fucking they're squeaky. No, one wheel. The fucking 75% of them are fine.
But how do they decide
like
when Netflix is
95% of
woke
them.
from the
No,
comedy
but on a
specials?
cart is four
Well,
wheels.
the card is
Who
what if
decides?
it's,
Is it the comedy specials that decide that Netflix is woke?
I understand what you just asked.
How did people decide Netflix is too woke?
because the
People didn't-
employees themselves would
walk
like,
out.
I'm not gonna do any promotional stuff for it
Because
if
there's
you-
an
if you-
Adam Sandler movie.
Yeah. If you have this Dave Chappelle special on, I'm walking out because
I
I think
see.
it's a transphobe.
I see.
Because there are people that you can't make fun of. You're deciding there's people that I can't make fun of. That just means that you're a pussy. That's all that means.
Yeah,
You
and
can make fun of everyone.
And they actually addressed that with Ricky he did a podcast recently. I forgot who it was in New York City. He's like, this is jokes.
Yeah.
But all right, I'll talk about that. I'm not going to say names, but I was in one of the bigger productions recently, and they made us they made us participate in, I don't know, should I say that story? Do I shoot
Oh, it's
myself
like
in the foot?
They made you watch something so you could be sensitive to other people.
Not even watch. They bring a person from...
Yeah, and he talks to you like from HR.
Yeah, like...
That's the worst.
They bring a person.
If your coworker Guido identifies as a pepperoni pizza, you need to accept it and start nibbling on him.
It's open discussion, so anybody can voice their opinion. But
Imagine my brother in an HR meeting.
Imagine voicing your opinion that's against the agenda of this meeting. So the idea is like we actually discussed the thing like your responsibility for the show. And here goes for the conspiracy, Hollywood conspiracy. You don't have the you know how they say, it's the Hollywood that runs the world with the identities and all that stuff. The idea is they literally had us
Poseidon wants to kill me.
I'm
communicate.
talking, bro. Let him talk.
That's okay. I can talk over him. They let you communicate the philosophy in whatever show you are about to film. So like if you want to, they say, well, this show is woke and promotes wokeism. Yeah, it is, because they actually just tell you, okay, white people are bad, and unless you are a minority with disability and a transhuman kind of thing going on.
What's transhumanism? I thought transhumanism is when you're trying to put like cybernetic implants.
Yes, it is, but
it is.
It is 100%.
Terminated.
It's not trans and transhumanism are two different things.
I can actually explain why I use that versus like transgender, because I believe, but the way I observe this thing, transgender is the first step towards transhumanism. You take out the
because transhumanism already exists.
Of course, and the savior from Tesla, what's his name?
The savior, Elon Musk.
Elon Musk, yeah.
The savior.
So Elon Musk, right? That's his thing. He putting computer chips into monkey brains.
Yeah.
And then humans, right? So he's already like,
dangerous as fuck.
This is next technology. This is next technology, and everybody's now like, if you. Davos, right? Everybody WEF. This week we can talk about that if you want.
Oh yeah, do you know anything about that? I saw the craziest thing. You're watching a video of people recording the cops there. They have the WEF badge on them, right here on their patch, on their arm, and like I don't understand. The world, you guys have police? No. So there's no World Economic Forum police? No. So why do you have a World Economic Forum badge? You're like, because I want to. It broke crazy shit.
Oh, they say things like they and you can like don't take our word for it. Just go on YouTube and type in the videos. They have the different speakers, including Bill Gates, and they talk. Oh yes, COVID was a very good product to achieve our agenda.
Yeah, weird.
They say things like
creepy things.
Yeah, creepy, bro. Like you could tell they have zero consideration for humans.
And Bill Gates said it on there in one of the panels. Is like, oh yeah, the
we're just cows.
The wax.
Yeah, they see us a bit like that.
Cattle.
Yeah. He says the wax isn't really meant to stop anything. Like he actually said it. Like he contradicted the whole past 2 years with one sentence here. Yeah,
well, he had already contradicted himself 2 weeks ago. I had shared the video where he goes, now we know that it wasn't what we thought it was. It wasn't as dangerous. It only was specific people that target. Yeah. So we overreacted. But it's good. It's, whoa, hold on a second. Go back to that, bro. People lost their jobs, livelihoods, with suicides. What are you talking? We had lockdowns, curfews. Are you fucking crazy? You can't just brush over it.
Well, it's just like Justin Trudeau saying, it's like, oh, I admire China because they can,
total dictatorship.
If we want to change something, it's easy because we just tell people what to do, and if they don't, we lock them up and let them jump off the balcony.
Bill Gates plays gin rummy like 70 hours a week.
How would you know that?
I know
he plays bridge. I heard
a bridge, which is
it gin? I don't know any. These are like old people card games.
He plays that.
Is that when you went to Epstein's Island? That's when you learned that.
No, he plays that with.
He went as a child.
What's his name? The other old rich guy. The guy in Nebraska.
The guy who Warren Buffett.
Buffett. Yeah, he's great. I like when they ask Warren Buffett, how much money are you giving your kids? Best answer I ever heard.
And it's a lie, for the record.
It probably is a lie. Like Sting, the singer, does, not the wrestler. He said, how much money are you giving your kids, Warren Buffett? Enough for them to do whatever they want, but not enough for them to do nothing. That's a good answer. Yeah. Good answer.
It's a lie. He's giving them everything, but he doesn't want people to know so they don't get harassed,
That's
which is
what
a
they
smart
usually
move.
do. Yeah. Like Sting. Sting, the singer, does that shit.
So Warren Buffett owns, and Bill Gates, they own most of the Canadian and North American rail in general, so they don't give a shit about pipelines because they can put oil on the trains.
Yeah.
And remember the train derailment that killed like 100 people in Canada? Was it Nova Scotia? Where was it? Where was the train derailed?
I remember.
Is that
it wasn't so long
M.
ago.
Night Shyamalan movie with Bruce Willis?
No, that was Google it.
In Spain.
And that's the biggest
Spanish train.
It was a Spanish train. From Guadalquivir to
maybe,
Old Seville.
but it happened in Canada.
And at the dead of night,
story I'm telling you is the real story.
Yeah, a lot of souls on that train.
So why didn't we ban the trains then? Like hundreds of people died when the train. What?
I'm sorry, I'm reading stupid stuff. I'm distracted.
Go on.
And tons of people died from this, and we didn't cancel Warren Buffett and Bill Gates. They own those railroads. I mean, Canadian railroads owned by Bill Gates and Warren Buffett.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, now you do, and. And also Bill Gates is the biggest farmland.
That I know.
The railroads in this North America
and
here
he talks shit about farmers,
are
right?
deliberately shit.
A few days ago.
Can I just say, isn't that so? He has the most farmland. He has the most cows, I think, and he's the one who talks the most shit about that, right? Like it's bad.
Yeah,
but
isn't
he
trying to lower the value so he could buy up everything?
Probably,
exactly.
Are we that stupid?
He's in Monsanto shit.
And also, I think we have. But not that stupid. We
Lac
distracted.
Megantic. That's what
yeah,
you're
Lac
talking
Megan.
about.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Oh, yeah,
the
they're
whole
talking
fucking
about it.
town blew up.
Yes.
Yeah,
What is that?
sorry.
Lac
Well, the one that
Megantic.
blew up. Remember?
A whole town blew up. I don't remember
Oh
this.
fuck! Because the train blew up in the center of town, bro.
My
That's like what,
God.
5-6 years ago? Lac Megantic. Yeah, that was
That's
awful.
terrifying.
Awful.
We didn't cancel trains then. Well, they tried actually, and back then the oil pipe was the solution. The oil, because it's a safer way, because the train could run away and kill.
Yeah,
100.
50 people died.
Keep going. I'm just gonna get some water.
50 people died like that. Here, take this. Brand new.
I'm gonna go. Aren't you drinking?
No, I have coffee.
Go on.
What was the point I was?
You were
making?
saying people. I'm just. What I was saying is that.
Okay, last week, the train derailed with fertilizer. Right now, we have a shortage of fertilizer everywhere in the world. Like, conspiracy or not, we have a shortage for sure. It's not a conspiracy. We have a shortage of fertilizer everywhere in the world.
Yeah.
We have now people are panicking about the food, specifically the grain.
Yeah, I
which
heard
we need
baby
the fertilizer
formula.
baby formula. And last week, the train derailed in Canada with full of fertilizer. Like, coincidences? And those people, who owns the railroads? In this specific case, I think the railroad don't call me on that. I'm not spreading gossip, but I think it's CN, right? And I think CN.
CN
I'm
is
sorry.
the
Didn't
railroad guys. Yeah.
Walter White have to stop a train? To
That's a
use
good
their,
scene. That was a good
Yeah.
episode.
So what was that fertilizer used for?
Fertilizer in Walters?
Do you make bombs or meth with that?
No, that's the stuff.
Are you
they put-
derailing a real conversation for your fucking mental illness? Are you serious, bro?
They're putting fertilizer on the fields to make things grow.
Right.
To help things grow, specifically the grain. And now we have a shortage of grain in the world, and we have a shortage of fertilizer in the world because Russia is one of the biggest producers of fertilizer, and Ukraine for that matter.
Thank you, Trey Cool. I enjoyed my time in Quebec. Yeah, Trey Cool says it was awesome, and if anybody has a chance to see me, they should. Yeah, they should. You're gonna get a chance this summer in Montreal. Don't you worry.
Yes.
Yeah. Holy fuck. Okay, so hold on. I want to understand this. So right now there's a shortage of grains and other necessary products.
Yeah.
The people that are calling for more war, are the people that own the pipelines that are getting us this stuff.
Yeah, they're benefiting.
And the railroads, they want everything. Like the people that, the richest people on earth that, like the 3% or 1% of the world.
Less than 1%, I think. Yeah.
Less than 1%. They own all the infrastructure. And then they tell us the infrastructure is bad, but they all own it. Like, that's the contradiction in itself. And by the way, the one thing I noticed in Canada, specifically, and U.S. as well, that infrastructure is crumbling.
Yeah.
Like, we're lucky in Montreal, they rebuild the intersection, they build a new bridge, and they build in a new railroad.
Yeah, but the rest of the city is
But the
it's
rest of
all
the city,
orange.
Yeah, it's all, you're driving, it's like, basically, it's like Ukraine after Russian bombed it. That's what it
it's an
feels
embarrassment.
like.
And that's a regular day here.
Yeah,
in
and
Montreal.
Your whole life that you've been here, it's always been the same.
been like that.
Always
been
yeah.
like that. Every and to the point that I remember making notes when I would live in this neighborhood. I remember Louvain. They destroyed all of Louvain for like months to rebuild it, and I made note of it for the next year.
Yeah.
And 1 year later,
They destroyed
it was
again.
destroyed
Yeah.
again.
I remember on Bloomfield in Park Expo, it was a few summers where every summer they would just open it up again.
Yeah, they put oatmeal in the asphalt mix here on purpose. Some guy came in from Denmark that had a solution, and the government and everybody sent them
the guy
back
that they
and said,
sent
"Get
it
the
back.
fuck out of
Yeah,
here."
get the fuck out of here. Yeah.
It's awful.
Well, that's the point.
Corruption.
Like what's the point of paying taxes? Because this is just redistribution of wealth.
Oh, you're telling me I don't believe in paying taxes?
No,
I think
me
it's
neither.
completely illegal. I think what they're doing is
yeah.
coercion and extortion. It's bullying because essentially, if you don't pay, you go to jail. So they're just as threatening.
In theory, it's such a beautiful idea, but nobody does it.
No, but also like who said it just recently that
Bruce Wayne.
when our tax money are being taken, let's say by Justin Trudeau and sent to whatever country, Ukraine or
Yeah.
whatever, as an aid, this is our money, right?
Yeah.
We didn't vote for that; it's just decided on our behalf. But what is being done that poor people's money, people that pay taxes,
Yeah.
are taken and redistributed from the rich country and redistributed to a poor country to rich people.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
Ukraine is the most corrupt country in the world. It was been voted for many years.
No, this I know.
before.
This is not Russian propaganda.
It's not
That
Russian
part is true.
It's
yeah.
the truth. And I'm not saying Russia's any better or Canada's any better. It's just
No, Greece is very bad too.
Yeah.
But Russia was the leader of corruption. Yeah.
apparently Ukraine was.
Oh, sorry. Ukraine.
Apparently Ukraine was. So we're just taking that money, our taxpayer money that we can use on roads. I'm not saying we shouldn't help Ukrainians in general. I didn't say that. That's not my point. My point is that the money that we're sending there are definitely going, and that's actually the whole Biden conflict now. You know, that's basically a huge money laundering operation. All the money that's been sent. Did you see the phone call that not a conspiracy theory, so they did post it. You can pull it up on YouTube too. Biden, while he was still a vice president, when Trump got reelected, there's a phone call of him.
You mean Trump got elected?
When Trump got elected, Biden called Poroshenko, the president at the time, and said, well, we got to be careful with doing things now because they will get exposed. Like he used whatever language he used. He basically said, we cannot do what we did before because, you know, it's...
I remember because they blamed this happened, and then they blamed it on Trump. Like he was the bad guy.
And then they blamed it on Trump. Yeah, and now this whole Sussman, whatever his name is, investigation and everything else, now everything's pointing back to Hillary, CIA, FBI, that they all knew that was fake. They all knew that was, like, it's basically treason that they committed.
Yeah, it was money laundering. That's what it was.
But now, look what happens. We have the shooting in Texas. We have war in Ukraine. We have other things going on.
So you think it's going to get swept under the rug again?
Well, so people distracted. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, there's stuff going
we're
on
constantly
behind the
distracted
scenes
with
so
the
that we
stuff.
can see this.
Like let's worry. Like let's worry not. Like let's go back and punish them for the things they did to us during COVID. Oh no, let's throw them another curve. Let's make them worry about something else. Monkeypox or.
So what happened to monkeypox? Is that over with now? It was the big craze last week.
I think they tried. In my opinion, I think they ran a trial balloon to see how the people will react, and I think majority of the people said,
"I've never fucked a monkey. I'm not worried."
Yeah, I'm not taking this.
Do you remember the original SARS in Toronto that closed Toronto for a couple of years, and then
it was years?
AC/DC had to come back and do the big concert.
I don't remember it being years.
I'm sorry, it was months. It seemed like months, but it was a big deal. Remember the original SARS? This has got to be in the mid 2000s, where Toronto had SARS.
I remember the SARS.
Yeah. And then
SARS scared the shit out of me.
That was like a test for them to see what can happen.
Well, they did many of them. They did Zika, they did SARS, they did swine flu.
Zika, that's the thing in Brazil that they said it's going to infect everyone and your baby's going to become retarded.
No, it was Central America and it was South America. The thing is, like, if you get, and I knew somebody who actually had it, but apparently, like, if you get it while you're pregnant, the baby will be born with a small head.
Yeah.
So now, but now in Brazil, actually, you can pull it up. There's lots of kids are born with small heads. But there's no longer Zika variant, so they're trying to find what that is.
Oh, you mean like
so they're actually now connecting it to the
like Beetlejuice?
Yes,
yeah.
And they're connecting it now to.
Are you all right, bro?
Yeah, I'm just a smoker.
So the theory now, it's one of the side effects of being vaccinated while pregnant.
Oh, I hope not.
I'm not saying that's what it is, but like
that's one of the theories.
That's what's floating out
that's
there.
What they do. They theorize, and then they'll figure it out.
And by the way, like what's Bolsonaro, the president, right there, he said he will not do anything close. But he's not going to associate with WF or the WHO. He's not going to send his country away. Yeah. He committed to that. He's like, screw those people. I'm not going to give the liberty and autonomy of our people to some unelected body of the world that has nothing to do with it.
Yeah, by the way, that's for anyone who, like, you have to be a real imbecile to watch people that aren't from your country, you've never elected, talk about your country and how they're leading it in a certain direction, and have your leader that you voted for be like, yeah, tell me what to do with my... You fucking bitch. We elected you. How are you giving the reins away to some random dude in Switzerland?
But more than that, we elected you to represent us.
Yeah, we were never asked about this.
Yeah. And the point is like, no, represent our interest, whoever that interest is, not the people's interest.
I like how they choose what billionaires they're going to trust. For some reason, Musk, who else? Bezos is evil. But if they sit together with child molesters, if they sit together with people who are on Epstein Island, and they decide for us, and that's cool. It's like, these guys aren't that bad. They were just banging kids on an island. How bad is that? People are so fucking stupid.
It's
Did you see Jacinda just did the
kayfabe.
graduation speech?
Who's this?
Jacinda.
I don't know who that is.
Jacinda Barrett? Who's that?
The Jacinda, the Prime Minister of New Zealand.
Okay, this is the one
The
that
lady?
when they had that shooting
here,
there.
that's another thing. They think she's not a lady. She
Okay,
thinks
what-
she's like Barack's wife. They think she's a man.
That's fine.
No, but
this
she's,
is the
as
one
far
that
as I
when
know,
they
she's
had
a
the
lady.
big
Yeah,
shooting.
woman.
Oh, she was a real bitch, that lady.
Yeah, she still is. So she
Okay.
went. She saw.
She's still there. She's been there
so
4 or 5 years.
The COVID's over.
Okay.
She got reelected, so she's there for a few
Yeah.
years. So COVID's. By the way, she did similar thing what Justin did here in terms of like combining parties. She did the exact same trick back then. So Justin didn't even do anything new. He learned
He learned
that
it from his boys.
But he learned it from her. But she probably got a
Commonwealth.
direction from WEF or whatever.
Yeah.
From the
From
Queen.
Anal Schwab, they call him. So she just did the speech. So the COVID's over. She didn't really mention the COVID, but she was back onto global warming. And I remember,
Lockdowns.
I don't know if you guys remember.
By the
this.
way, I'm not making this up. Have you guys heard about that? It's been discussed a lot that we learned from the lockdowns and we're going to start reapplying them. But now it's not because of COVID, it's
Yes.
for global warming.
It's for global
It'll
warming.
help global warming.
It'll help
Stay in your
global-
house to help global which means that I guess they're realizing that people might be more rebellious now because they're like, wait a second, what you told us the way it spreads, it wasn't true. So fuck it, I'm going to go out. Now they're going to be like, no, it's not because of that. Obviously, that's not that dangerous.
No, they
we
molded
know
us-
it's not dangerous
We want
anymore.
you to stay- to
but
keep
what
your
is
carbon print down,
What
yeah.
is dangerous though is the planet's going to explode. So
They molded
we're-
us into a corner.
Yeah.
And now they're manipulating it
Yeah.
to mold us into something else.
Well,
getting
they
coerced.
use,
Oh,
they,
it's so
they use it. They
sad.
apply it. So the
It's so sad.
the carbon
I wish
tax.
I was stupid.
Well, we are stupid. We're paying. You see how much we're paying at the pump?
I haven't paid shit.
Yeah, he steals gas.
Gas
Yeah,
always
So he's a
costs-
siphoner.
Gas is $10 for me.
I swear to God, I think my gas got siphoned twice this week. So I realized that my gas tank does not.
Have you
lock
seen
up.
my brother this week?
No, I haven't. That's
Yeah, he has
pretty
a
funny.
straw. He walked around the
That's
neighborhood.
pretty funny. No, well, I like you, brother. I don't think he does.
Wait, so what was she talking about? She was talking about
She was talking about she switched to the global warming thing again. What I want to bring it up, 1989. I remember this video came out, and that's when like MTV first entered like Soviet Union / Russia, like maybe 90s. Maybe it was early 90s,
Boris Yeltsin, Metallica?
something like that.
That was great.
But I remember like the music videos start to pop up, and I remember there was a music video. But it was propaganda in '89 that if we don't stop the global warming, that by 2000, something like 20% of our coastline will be under the water.
Yeah, I remember hearing
Like
that. Yeah.
I'm still waiting for it. But what I remember, how it freaked me out as a kid. I'm 10-year-old kid watching this kind of propaganda unfolding.
But I
in
always
front
thought
of
that
me.
was true even now, and then I realized like the times don't make any sense because it should have already happened.
It should have. First of all, yeah, no, but they give you the timeline.
Yeah, and then it, but
They
it
give
always
you the
goes over.
timeline, and then it always goes over. It's like it's the same timeline with the alien invasion or exposure of the alien agenda, right? Whatever it is.
Okay, so now they're exposing aliens, and no one cares.
No one cares because, like, what's the next thing? Everybody's like, it's fake. Aliens
But
don't-
there was a whole thing last week.
Yes, they did the hearing, and
They
then-
did a hearing for disclosure for aliens. Nobody gave a fuck.
Yeah.
We've been asking about alien stuff for forever. Now the government's like, all right, look, there's aliens.
Yeah. Well,
Everyone-
they didn't say aliens; they said UFOs. So,
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Whatever. Yeah.
So they never say, no, they didn't even say UFOs. They
It's
said
stuff in the sky. We don't know what
the
it is.
new term for
yeah.
UFO.
The new term is
unidentified aerial phenomenon.
aerial
UAE.
UAE.
UAE is unidentified aerial phenomenon. Because they said UFO sounds too crazy. Even though
Aerial
it's the same
phenomenon. By the way, when did they change?
No, it's a rebranding. It's like
BC?
Facebook
Yeah,
and
that's-
Meta.
I'm
That's what it
sorry.
is.
The term for 200 BC has become something else. When did they change this?
I didn't know that. 200 BC isn't it just 200 BC?
No, when you have to do BC, you don't do BC before Christ anymore. They change it to like BC.
Never heard of
BC
it.
up. BC.
Never heard of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've heard
they'll-
BCE.
Yeah, no.
but not-
If you have to do AD,
All right, I'll give you.
And
I'll
BC,
give,
they changed it.
Here, I'll give you something.
I've never heard
They
of
did,
that.
I
No, I'm
promise
not
you.
saying you're lying. I'm saying personally, I can't tell you anything
They
because I don't know.
promise.
Back
I
to
don't know.
timelines. Back to timelines. You know,
Yeah.
you're saying how old timelines are screwed up. I think they screwed up intentionally. And there's something I've learned recently that our time got added 1,000 years plus, because why I thought about it, BC AD, right? So before they start writing AD, they would write I or J in front of the number.
and what does that mean? Jesus?
Jesus or Jesus.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah.
Right. So at some point, how did back in the day, they didn't have copy paste. Apparently, we had nuclear war. Now that there's some proven facts about like they're finding isotopes in India and Russia and all that stuff of recent nuclear war, like 200, 300 years ago.
No, that's
No, it's true. Look it up.
200 years ago, that's
200
nonsense.
years ago, and they'll show you craters and they show you the findings of from the lab.
It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense because
you know what
look
makes
into it.
No, you know what makes more sense? If you would tell me thousands of years ago, 200, and then but
Well,
not 200 years ago.
why now?
Because we have history going further back than 200 years ago.
Yeah. Well, that's so. Let me finish my story.
Go on.
Let me finish. So at some point, when the monk or whoever was rewriting the Bibles or the scripture or the text, literally either intentionally or unintentionally made a mistake. Instead of writing I-942 or I-642 or I-432, wrote 1. And then the next monk who copied him did the same thing.
And that's how it's reset.
we added 1,000 years to a timeline.
Well, because it
Not
goes
true.
through human beings. But I know that BC
It's not
used
true
to
'cause you can
be
cross-reference
before
it, 'cause-
Christ.
There's an evidence of that in the literature. You can look up.
I'll tell you why it's not true.
Why?
Because the Bible that you're talking about, first of all, I think the printing press is when the Bible became
But that's the point.
en
Before
masse.
the printing press, it was written by somebody, and so it was either human error or human intention.
But the Bible was written by different people in different languages, right? And it was translated. So in that theory, they would all have from the beginning, it would have to be one of the first monks that fucked it up, and then it was translated to Latin, it was translated to English, all with the same fuck up. Because if it happened later, then the original, let's say the Greek one, would still have the correct dates.
Well, that's why I say I or J.
Yeah.
Right. So, and that's part of the like bickering between, like you said, Greek Church, Orthodox Church, and the Catholic Church. Right. So the idea was that the Bible was written in one language, which is Latin. Right.
No, I think it was written in Greek first and then Latin.
Yeah. So it once it was being written in Latin, it was being rewritten in the same language.
Yeah.
That's why there only was J or I.
Okay.
Right. So that's the theory that I'm going to stick. But in terms of nuclear war, one of the evidences why nuclear war could have been a lot sooner than thousands of years ago, like in India, is if you go right now to.
But in India, what they found in the sands and all that, I never saw 200 years. I saw that they said
thousands
of years ago.
Yes,
and that I could understand if we discovered, we had similar, let's say, science. We blew themselves up and restarted. That makes more sense. But 200 years ago, we would have known, bro. 200 years ago, we still had history. Go on.
Alex is one of those that are very popular in Russia. I can send you an article in the video. The whole thing started with the
book by a mathematician.
What's happening?
Good. But the idea is, like, I think some of the information that I'm spewing right now comes from like mud flood theory. But I don't attach myself to any theories.
You're just saying what you saw.
I'm just saying what I saw. Yeah. So what's happening in Nevada and New Mexico, where they did nuclear testing?
Yeah.
Now those lands are being reclaimed because the half-life of a nuke weapon is a lot less than the half-life of Chernobyl grade nuclear
explosion.
material.
Speaking of nuclear shit, I just randomly saw something. What's happening with Puerto Rico? Isn't that where they
Hold on. I want to. I don't want to.
Puerto Rico. Anyway, go ahead. Chernobyl.
Yeah. So the half-life, the half-life, and you understand the half-life. So you have the radioactive material that every, let's say,
Anyway,
50 years from now, you're going to have a lot less. And then
exponentially less.
But it's still alive.
Less and less, but it's still alive. So right now, what's happening in Nevada and New Mexico, they're reclaiming all those nuke testing grounds.
Who's reclaiming? The government?
Whatever. They even start building
people
farms.
who they took it from?
No, the government started to clear up. The only radiation is now traceable in those places is in actual, really where the bomb went off, in the epicenter. And right now, you can go in there, you can go to Joshua Tree and all those places
where they test,
hike and all that, where they tested, and there's no not Fukushima, Hiroshima and Nagasaki is a good example. There's no traces of nuke there at all.
No traces.
Zero. Yeah, at this point. I mean, it wasn't the most advanced weapon at the time where they blew it up, but the ones that they tested in Arizona and Nevada and New Mexico. They were pretty some badass weapons.
Yeah, that's
the
what
weird
I'm saying.
thing The weird thing that happened with the Japanese atomic bomb was there was some people that were exactly the perfect distance away from this bomb, where it eradicated all cancer in their body, and to this day they're still like healthy and alive, and that's how they discovered.
How do we know they had cancer?
Well, but that, I don't know. I'm an idiot, and when I read shit, I read it backwards. But the point I'm trying to say is that
I think it would have given him cancer.
But I think that's also could be like that propaganda. Cigarettes are good. You know,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
doctors used to
yeah,
give
yeah.
you-
Lose weight.
Yeah,
Nuclear
doctors
bombs-
should smoke.
nuclear bombs are
I
good.
heard
Get rid
that-
of cancer.
after that atomic bomb blew everybody up like Terminator 2, some people, it cured them of cancer.
It cured everyone that it hit.
Yeah, exactly.
They no longer were dying of cancer. I guarantee you that.
That's what I heard.
Wait, so continue.
So they're reclaiming the lands. So what I'm saying is like Chernobyl's there for a long, long time. They're not going to Fukushima's
Chernobyl,
there.
there's still residue and they still sense it, right?
Thousands of years. that's gonna take.
1986 is
Thousands
not
of years
that
it's
long
gonna
ago,
take.
man.
Thousands of years. it's
Not that
gonna take.
long ago.
And Fukushima is even closer. And the thing about like
Don't swear.
Chernobyl is like, we should be talking about Fukushima every day on Pantelis. Like the way you bring up Swiss. Like what's up with Fukushima? They're saying they haven't released waters into, contaminated waters into the ocean.
Yeah.
But apparently they do. Or
Yeah, how can they
don't.
not?
No, how can they not? Because they have to constantly cool off the. They haven't stopped the process. They haven't, like, at least Chernobyl is. They somehow concealed it. So whatever's going on there, radiation wise, is concealed in one spot. There, it's you sitting on the ocean, and apparently there are already traces of radiation everywhere in the ocean. Not only Pacific Ocean.
Yeah,
but
it's everywhere.
Okay,
it's
now I'm
everywhere.
sorry. Isn't the reason for Puerto Rico being there because they test all that shit in Puerto Rico?
It's not, Puerto Rico is a real country. Like there's
But
people
isn't
there
that
that
like
exist.
the 53rd state or something? They're
It's
like
not a state. As a matter of fact, there's a reason why it's not a state, and that's actually a big subject to a lot of Puerto Ricans, because it's sort of like it's not treated as a straight up colony, but it's also not treated as a state.
Yeah.
Like you don't have all the same rights.
Dude, race number 2 in Manhattan.
I think they
is
have the-
Puerto Rican.
They have the
Race
best
number
income tax.
But the point is,
From
isn't that where they
Have
test
you
all
been
that
to
shit?
Puerto Rico?
No, but I've been in Puerto Rico.
That's where Logan Paul
Have you been
lives.
to Puerto Rico?
No.
I like Puerto Rico.
And New York City is run by
I
Puerto
like
Ricans.
Puerto
man.
Ricans. I've never
I
been to
like Puerto
Rico.
Ricans too. I like Puerto Ricans, and I've been to Puerto Rico. I like Puerto
They always
Rico.
say, I'm from PR. That's how they say it. Where you from? I'm from PR.
Prince Edward Island.
No, Puerto Rico. PR. Anyway, I miss New York.
Is it the same thing, Prince Edward Island and Puerto Rico?
No,
They're-
Prince Edward
they're
Island is where the
neighbors.
They're
Titanic.
neighbors, right?
Wait, what were you saying about Puerto Rico? Or he was talking about
He
Puerto
was
Rico?
talking about Puerto. I don't get your Puerto Rico reference.
Yeah, me
Explain.
neither.
Isn't that where that was where Guantanamo, not Guantanamo.
That's Cuba.
They did the friggin' nuclear.
Talking about the Bay of Pigs.
No, in Puerto
Cuba.
Rico they literally test.
They
government
might.
shit in Puerto Rico. That's why it's there.
But what does that have to do with what he's saying?
These nuclear bombs and shit. The contamination of the whole country.
No, what he's trying to say is that there's some, depending on the bomb, that it doesn't contaminate as long as what we were told. So
I can't
since they're
believe
finding
that.
certain residue now from places that it's 200 years old.
No, they're finding. Yeah, exactly. So if you wait, that if like it's exactly you connected the dots. So if it didn't last that long, and we just did like our most recent, like I don't know, Nevada testing was in the 60s. I don't know how long ago it was exactly. If you go back there, and it's already hard to trace it. So whatever they find now, those isotopes all over the world, India, Russia, and everything else, it's a lot closer to our timeline than thousands of years ago.
Now I have a
100%.
question. Remember when Chernobyl blew up?
Yes.
I read and I've also heard talking of the clouds, right? Because there was clouds, and like it went everywhere around Europe, around the globe. Like, it was unavoidable.
I actually remember being outside, and my mom would scream and say, "Go inside! It's about to rain."
Yeah, okay.
Because you would get the radiation, acid rain, they called it.
Acid rain. So what I'm saying is, couldn't it be possible that what they're discovering, what they're seeing now, like, oh, why is there residue here? It could actually be from Chernobyl.
No, because it's a particular isotope. So the isotope related to the Chernobyl would be
Different.
It's a different isotope that is related to actual.
But don't things change when it goes? It evaporates.
No. They'll give specific isotope names. I'm not a scientist. I don't.
Yeah.
When I hear isotopes, all I think about is the symptoms. Simpsons. The symptoms. Weren't they the isotopes on The Simpsons?
the-
Sorry, I'm not going to talk anymore.
How crazy is that though?
Why? Tell me about isotopes.
How crazy is that fucking nuclear shit
It's a mess.
So there's a guy, you know what? Because the only reason I'm even bringing it up, like the going to Russia was like going to a different planet because you were exposed to this whole different information that you're not exposed here. There's a bunch of Russian YouTube channels that talk about those things that the rest of the world doesn't, or it's really hard to find.
Like nuclear related shit?
No, like the
Do you
thing,
know
the stories that I'm telling you now.
Russian,
The stories
Russian
that I'm telling you
hacker
now.
guy? Russian hack guy? This is the way you open a bottle of water for real. You don't know Russian hack guy?
Oh, no, but
Okay,
I've
fuck
seen
off.
those hacks.
All right,
yeah.
sorry.
But
I'm
they're
sorry.
not necessarily hacks.
I'm
Some
gonna
of them
shut
are
up.
really stupid.
I've
No,
seen some life
listen,
hacks, some good life hacks. Yeah. I've seen some that don't work. Yeah.
Yes, or they're like, or like the one that when he's like, if you want to eat apple, this is how to eat an apple, and he eats it with the whole core. Like,
Yeah.
it's like, what's that?
Yeah, he's
That's like-
Russian
that's
hack
the-
guy.
no,
That's
that-
his. I love that guy. He's not your cousin or something?
No, it's not my cousin. But what I'm saying is like the YouTube thing in there. Like I watched so much Russian info. By the way, those channels I also banned in Russia. Like if you're gonna put, they have an alternative to YouTube called RuTube, RUTube, and like different other social media stuff where you can get information that is different from Google-driven algorithms. But even those are banned in Russia because they somehow expose stuff. Because again, like if you, in my understanding, the way world's happening, it's Democrat versus Republican, liberal versus conservative, white versus black, man versus woman, Russia versus U.S. So
It's actually me against the world. That's the real thing.
That's the point. It's whatever the force is against all of us type of thing, and all the information that is being exposed, being constantly suppressed, either like somehow the fact checkers or just straight up shadow banned or canceled or removed. By the way, then when the action started in Russia and Ukraine, literally within first few weeks, all the algorithms, all those channels that I'm telling you about, they weren't even talking about anything political. They were saying zero political things. All those channels are like alternative history channels. All of them got banned, removed, shadow banned.
There's a lot of alternative history stuff online.
Forgive me for asking this.
Yes, forgive you.
I know I've been told of the relationship between the U.S. government and Putin and stuff like that. What is the actual relationship between the Trudeau and Putin?
There's no real relationship.
Is there? What is it? What is he?
Well,
what's
Trudeau being an illegitimate son of Castro probably has some kind of connection.
Okay, that's right.
But
I don't think he is.
But you didn't see the pictures. I swear to
I've
God.
seen the
We
pictures.
talk, it's a running gag. on this show.
It's a running gag.
It's
But
a
here's the thing:
running
I've
gag,
seen the pictures, and there are a lot of pictures you can put people side by side, and they look like they're related. There's similarities. The reason why is because if you look at his father, Justin Trudeau's father, Pierre Elliott Trudeau, you notice certain mannerisms and certain things that, and I was like, and nose, and I'm like, no,
Okay.
that's his son.
Forgive me for the whole Canadian government thing with Putin. It's not that.
No, you're not forgetting.
What is because of the, legendary Russian hockey players that have come through this city, what is the whole, Putin, like, where's Kovalev? What's his?
What does it matter? The guy wants to.
What the hell are you talking
I
about?
want to know what Kovalev has to say about this. Wasn't he a legend?
Why? The whole point. Okay,
Whatever happened to
I'll
Alexei
bring it up.
Kovalev?
Hold on.
No, he retired.
That's an
What
important
are
point.
the Kostitsins?
That's
What do they have
important.
to say about all this?
Why would they have to say anything? Isn't it the whole point of the sports is to unite people?
Yeah.
Take
Right,
away.
that's-
It's breads and circuses. It keeps the people away from politics and wars, so they can do their things there. The moment that's what the sports are ruined for me for that reason. Because
Where's Yager?
why would
Jagger's from the Czech Republic.
Oh yeah, I meant Ukraine. Sorry. Oh no, Kostitsins.
Why would tennis players playing in London or
Belarus,
chess play
you
has
see?
anything to? Like it's what do you think? First of all,
He's laughing.
when by the way, if you notice, like people like Ovechkin,
Yeah.
you know,
He said nothing. Well, he said he was anti-war, but that's it.
it's not the point. The point is he makes money for whoever he makes money. They're not gonna shoot themselves in the foot, go make a political statement or non-political statement. That's how you see how this whole thing is not about politics. Well, people in that sense, it's all about politics / money. Because if it was for real, there's a tennis tournament in Wimbledon in London. Let's ban all the Russian and Belarusian players because we have to. You know?
Yeah.
And because why? Because they're Russian, right? Isn't it the whole point? Like, of we live in this world where we're supposed to not discriminate, especially against athlete. This athlete has influence. So, by the way,
September 11, 2001 was day one of the U.S. Open. By the way.
Yeah, exactly. But so if is an athlete, let's say I'm still a famous basketball player,
Infamous.
how am I going to change? How am I going to change? Like, Russia is the most sanctioned country in the world in the history. Combined, all other countries don't even come close.
Because you guys keep fucking around though.
How's my opinion? How's my statement on Pantelis' show about Putin is going to stop Putin?
Yeah, Putin doesn't care.
Putin listens to himself.
Yeah.
Whoever he listens to,
We're just
Putin,
yapping.
big fan of the show.
He is.
Not coerced easily.
He's not coerced easily. He actually watched that episode that we did, and he gave good feedback. He
I
said
love
Pantelis
that
should
he
do a
has
live
his
show.
own White House.
Yeah, he made
He
the
has
White
a
House.
replica of the White House.
Anyways, I get what you're saying. Yeah, we're attacking everyone. We're doing what we said we're not supposed to, is generalize. If you're from X country, you're evil. And then we just start doing it again, like, fuck Russians. Yeah. I know.
All Iraqis bad. All Afghans are bad. All Libyans
Iraq didn't
are
have anything
bad.
to do with fucking
All
September 11th.
Somalis are
Tonight, I suggest we all rewatch the movie Red Heat. With,
No.
The new one or the old
no,
one?
No, James Belushi.
Hey, Red Heat?
And Arnold Schwarzenegger.
You were talking about
Heat.
Red Dawn.
The Red Dawn.
Not Red Dawn with, Patrick
sorry.
Swayze.
Yeah, Red Heat. Yes.
We have to ban the use of...
But that's the point. See, like the Russian, even back then, even though it was Soviet Union, here I have some.
We have to
personal-
ban the use of Chechnya. It doesn't work without Oslovak.
Sometimes Ted is too smart. I don't know what that
Oh,
means.
Czechoslovakia.
you want to mind bend another one? You want me to give you one?
Yeah, give me some mind-bending stuff. I want some more positive news.
So I want to no, it's positive too. So the last few years I've been using this thing like it's like you're not black. You don't know what being slave is like. You don't know how to be enslaved by society. No, I'm just saying like this is the things that we hear on TV, like how you cannot relate, you cannot speak on behalf of blacks because you don't know what it is. They came from slavery and all that. So I use this one. Okay, the word Slav.
Slav.
It comes from the word slave, right?
Slav is slave. Okay.
That's what I thought for the whole time. And what I've learned that sometime like in the last 200 years ago, so the spelling of the word Slav was changed from S-L-O-V to S-L-A-V to make it a slave. Because Slav means original meaning means word, Slovo, so the people of the word. So some kind of religious connotation, like the word of God,
Yeah.
scripture thing. And then how easily are we manipulated when we just change one thing, one letter in you don't know at which point it was changed, meaning like for what purpose, but the word people, like sort of like people of God, turn into the slaves by changing one. Now,
I'll tell you one thing, bro.
Yeah, go
You're a
ahead.
living embodiment right now of why Slavs are fucking annoying.
Exactly. He said it perfectly. Alex, my God.
If you take Slav, but you make it slave, it means slave. It's not mean Slav. You know this, right? That's absurd.
Let's watch Red Heat.
That's
where
fucking
Schwarzenegger
Poseidon logic.
plays a Russian.
It's swim, but if you change I to A, it's swam. Past tense, listen to me, time travel. Like, that's fucking crazy. God, I can't believe I let you take me down that road. Fuck you for that.
you went.
Because I'm a fucking idiot. I'm too trusting.
What else is...
Where else you want me to take you?
is going on?
Well,
No.
St.
Do you
Catherine and
think,
St.
I have a
Lawrence?
question for you because you believe in a lot of crazy shit. Do you think the earth is flat?
100%.
Oh my God, you do,
No, he
don't
doesn't.
you?
He's fucking with you.
100%.
Ah,
Do you for real? No, you're fucking with us.
Well, I believe it's like this living entity that can be whatever you want to be.
No, okay, so
No,
you're still
it's-
saying
it's
stupid
round.
shit.
It's
It's
round.
not flat, bro. It's a round.
round.
It's a fucking
It's
sphere.
round.
Show me it's round. Where did you see it?
Are you looking up and you're like, show me it's round? Is that the proof?
Where's it round? I'm looking outside the window. I don't see, I
Yeah.
see a flat wall. The wall is flat.
Yeah, the wall is flat. Almost.
Hold on,
Yeah.
we missed a good one from Ted, and he's mad.
Oh,
It's like calling part of the former Yugoslavia Yugia doesn't work without the Oslav part.
He's right.
That's funny, goddammit.
Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh sucks, yeah. Are they calling it Chechnya now? I don't know. I still refer to it as the Czech Republic. I'm going to have trouble
Czechs.
referring it
Well, yeah, I don't know.
to something else. But yeah, you think the earth, for real, you think it's flat?
I can't believe that.
It's not flat. bro.
Alex, come on, you're smart.
Like, I'm more of like a simulation matrix guy. Like or what was that George Clooney movie from 20 years ago? The remake of the Russian movie, Soviet movie.
The boat one?
something.
The Widowmaker?
No.
They're in space and
Interstellar.
no. Hold on.
Him and Sandra Bullock.
No.
Who gives a shit?
Three Kings, where they're in.
Who cares what the name is?
Soviet man.
It's important because
Confessions of a
the
Dangerous
movie
Mind.
was made in Soviet Union and it was an important movie of the
Okay,
time.
but what's the point of
The
it?
point of
Solaris.
the Solaris. Yes, you the man, Gary.
Yeah, don't give him hype him up. He won't stop.
Okay, forget. No, stop. It's three
Yeah,
times
you
Solaris.
see
Yes,
what I'm
sorry.
saying? Yeah, you
4
did this
times.
to yourself.
Okay, so what happens in
So
Solaris?
Solaris is a live planet, right? And it can take. So the guys go crazy on the spaceship that go to research it, and they go crazy because Solaris is like a life, like Gaia kind of thing, and it has the power to manifest whatever. And it
Like
can,
Event Horizon.
it enters your thoughts.
Okay.
It enters your thoughts, and it can
Manifest
anything. So like at the end of the movie in the Soviet version, the movie starts with them having like a barbecue in the country home type of thing, and at the end of the movie they having a barbecue at the country home, but it's no longer on Earth; it's on
Solaris.
that planet. But the movie's crazy because they kept meeting like they dead wife, dead children, and all that stuff because they're being manifested by the planet. So like if you ask me, do I believe in flat Earth? If I believe in flat Earth, the Earth can manifest itself into a flat Earth.
That's absurd. Go on.
Why is it absurd?
Because that's not how it works here.
He speaks like a Salvador Dali painting.
Yeah, that's not how it works. That
How does it work? How does it work?
How does it work?
Tell me.
So if it worked the way you're saying, we could change the shape of the Earth just because we think it.
Yeah,
Or
my
are you one of the
philosophy-
people who philosophically thinks like a teacher I had in university that I wanted to punch in his stupid hippie face? You think that you think this is all in your head coming out?
No,
I don't
no,
exist.
no.
You projected me.
Yeah, 100%.
That is called
100%,
percept language.
100%.
Me and Cocomelo learned about that.
Yeah.
You're not here in front of me.
You're
you are in
projecting,
the
yeah.
Pantelis part of my brain.
Yeah,
But it's
That's-
also
fuck
but
them.
no. But it's also okay. So the continuation of that philosophy, or the second part of that, will live in a contrast, like north south, I versus we, mine not mine. Winter, summer, man, woman, black, white, whatever. And so there's a contrast. Like if the way I look at it is, I'm the center of my universe, of my creation. So yes, in the way I've created you, and I have that power to create you because I've created an image of God, who is the creator. But now, if I created you, you also have the power to create. So now I didn't just create this, what do they call it, NPC.
Yeah.
No, I've created Pantelis, who also has the power to create.
Correct, but you're wrong from the beginning. The plan is fucked from jump. You didn't create Pantelis.
Yeah.
How do you know? In my mind, I did.
You didn't though. I've been here. Whether you existed or not, I would have been here.
But
and whether
exactly.
I exist or not, you would have been
Yeah,
there.
but it's the whole point. Like
You sound like a big weed conversation.
Hold on.
No, but this is in university. What he just said,
People believe
in
that
university they had this,
Yeah.
and the guy, I was like, well, okay, well, sir, if you want to talk philosophically, I'm willing to argue with you. He goes, no. There's no evidence that you're real. How do you know? He goes, this is what he told me. How do you know that the only reason why we're all here is because you just walked in here in the classroom and put it. And I said, bro, you fucking
And
with
you
me right now.
almost wanted
I go,
to tell
you
him it's
fucking
okay. It's
with me right now.
philosophical.
I can go
You
with
gave him the benefit of the doubt. Let's talk philosophical. He's like,
Philosophical.
No. Let's talk
But when
literal.
when you say literal,
No,
it's like, bro, go
fucking
fuck yourself.
don't
No, but I
waste my
can go with
time.
I can go along with that. So like right now, according to that philosophy, nothing.
So you think right now your mind is fighting against yourself? Your mind is telling you to go fuck yourself?
Yes, exactly. And nothing.
It's not your mind, bro. It's me.
True, but nothing exists outside this room the way you know it.
Everything exists.
Right this moment.
No, I'll tell you something else. Everything exists outside
How do you
this
know
room.
what's going on the
But
sidewalk right now?
That's what I want to tell you. Everything exists outside this room, whether I know it or not. So whether I know it or not, right now on the sidewalk exists.
How do you know?
That the sidewalk exists?
How do you know?
Coming in on the way here, I saw the sidewalk.
So, okay.
I already know that sidewalk, I have confirmation visually that it exists.
Okay, so when you play a video game,
Yeah.
and you
It's not a video game, though.
I'm just giving a philosophical example.
Okay.
So when you play a video game, you know when you're in the whatever room doing the shooting, or that's what we do in video games, and there's going to be an outside part. The CGI agent is not generating the outside part at the same time, because it would be the waste of
memory. Yeah.
memory, right? So the sidewalk will be generated the moment you walk
When
out
you
there.
need it, yeah.
And there'll be even download time, or whatever.
Depending on the system.
Depending on the system and the game and all that stuff. And we mimic. And again, our savior Elon Musk, he believes in that too.
Yeah, that's your savior. I don't have a savior.
Well, I'm just saying that's how he perceived in the world, by killing Twitter.
Savior's Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Bro.
Do you think he's going to kill Twitter?
Who?
Elon Musk.
No.
I don't know.
He's
Even
just
if he
gonna
does,
control
bro,
it.
look, in the end, I don't give a shit, bro. It's one less
Is he
place. for
South
me to
African? Where's he from?
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
I'm
You-
sorry.
Does that
Okay.
bother you? You don't want to see an African man make
No.
it?
It's
You know-
because
you know-
I'm trying to get there.
Okay,
I'm trying to get my
I'm
ass
gonna
over there.
No, but I don't want this to end. This I'm
Okay, go
curious
ahead,
about.
go ahead,
No,
go ahead,
because
yeah.
I'll tell you why this bugs me, because it's fun to get into. I love all kinds of conspiracy. This is fun to get into.
'Cause you're
But
a smart person.
The second you apply a little bit of critical thought,
No, I
because you
can-
know where this really
I
comes
can
from.
explain. I can
Do you-
explain.
But this is not you, because you didn't invent this. But you know where this comes from. It's the same thing I told the fucking teacher. This comes from manic, self-absorbed people that legitimately believe none of this can exist without me. I'm the guy. Do you want to know the reality of things? This is way bigger than you.
We are very
All of it can
insignificant.
exist without you.
Yes.
Very
You're
insignificant.
not as significant as you think.
No.
This is me.
But the time
I
you're-
created this. You didn't. You know what I created? I created this. I created a podcast. That's it. You know what a podcast is in the grand scheme of the universe? Nothing.
Well, it's going to be recorded episodes of this forever.
But it means nothing for the
But
grand scheme of the
but at the
universe.
same time, you are very significant.
To
Well, for
a
whoever
small,
worries
for
about
whoever's
him
watching
today,
this.
But again,
But
what
on
is
the
your
grand
philosophy?
scheme?
Okay, let's go back to original conversation and the murder of those innocent children. Right?
I had nothing to do with that.
Okay. So I'm not talking about that. I'm talking
What
about
about the airplanes that you swatted out of the sky while you were climbing
Yes.
the Empire State Building?
Yeah.
What happened to those?
Well, those
you worried
Kong-
about those?
Are you calling me? Well, never mind.
Yeah.
He called you a big monkey.
Yeah, that's what it just did.
We're going to theory of evolution now.
Is it because I'm black?
No, it's because you're 7'5".
That's, by the way, what I used. Okay, we'll go back to the conversation.
Yeah.
I use that. I use that all the time when people ask me, "Do you play basketball?" It's because I'm black, right?
Yeah.
I use that one time when the cop pulled me over.
No, bro. We're sticking
go
with
back.
No,
Don't-
go back.
don't
I don't
mess-
give a
yeah,
shit
go
about
back.
these anecdotes.
Because we wanna finish that.
Creation.
Yeah.
So the fundamental philosophy.
Yeah.
Fundamental philosophy. We talked about mental health, and we start using excuses, personal responsibility.
Yeah.
And we start, those kids on drugs, crack, and they already have a mental, even if they're not on drugs, they have some kind of mental disorder.
Yes, to do something like that, you have to be
And
fucked.
why
yeah.
did he go and why is that grandmother? Okay, this is my question regarding the situation. Where are
Yeah.
the parents? If he went and killed the grandmother, so he was raised by the grandmother.
No,
so
his mom a few weeks ago or a week ago, they got into another fight. They kept fighting.
Where's the
He went to
father?
live with his grandmother.
Where's the father?
The father was there. I don't know.
Okay, again,
Yeah.
it's not me doing this, where's the father in that?
Oh no, I'm just trying to tell
What
you.
I'm
All the
saying-
information I have is that the mother had gone to another fight with the kid. He went to live with his grandmother, and that's why he was there.
This is a kid that killed everyone?
Yeah.
So fundamentally, and my philosophy and my understanding and my experience, and as a matter of fact, everything I say now, it's not your story. It's my truth.
Yeah.
It's my truth. So this is how I live, and this is how I create the universe around me. In my experience, particularly in my life experience, that I noticed the importance of the nuclear family, and I don't mean
It is important.
It's very important.
agree.
And I mean is a self-sufficient unit that will also teach you to become self-sufficient as an individual, and the rest of society only is strong as its most basic unit, which is family, which produces strong elements of the society. And those family units, they got to be built on some kind of philosophy, right? Man, woman, that's what was traditional way. The kids, maybe we gave birth to kids and we needed a lot of kids to raise the farm because we need farm hands and all that. But there was some kind of other fundamental values that run in the Christian society or Abraham.
What the fuck does this have to do with what we're talking about?
Abraham, I'm going there. Abrahamic society. I'm going to a point of God, the creator, right?
Okay.
This is where I'm trying to connect. And there's a reason why I brought up, if I'm created an image of God and I consider to be created and that I create, and we manifest everything, right? The way, you walk by the window, you walk by the mirror, you look in your mirror, and you can't be in better shape. Like, back to the conversation, you can't be in better shape. You know you can't be. But if you look in the mirror and say, I look fat today and out of shape, you're actually throwing out negative affirmation into the universe, into yourself, saying that's what it is. So you're actually going to stay that or you're gonna build up
nothing
on
to do with what we're saying.
No, it is.
Alex, you made 3 hours feel like 4.
I'm going there if you give me a chance. I'm going there.
Well, we're
Let
running
the
out of
record
time, bro. The
show,
podcast is going to
Alex
end
and I met
in like
Give me
6 minutes,
on
bro.
a movie
So-
called Mirror Mirror. You were
Yeah.
talking about the mirror. That's where we met. He played the monster in Snow White.
Yeah.
That's you monster.
multiple monsters.
Yeah.
But the idea is like
Don't be so verbose.
The creator,
Fucking Get to it. I really want to know what you're thinking.
I'm thinking that what I'm thinking is I have a connection and relationship to God the Creator, and I can't define God the Creator
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
ask me because He's infinite. and
God the
finite.
Creator?
The creator.
Creator.
Not the creator?
So he's talking about a connection with
in
the
connection-
existence of everything.
in connection with the existence of everything, right? And if I'm fractal imitation of that, and a fractal imitation of that, and I may not possess its power in infinity because right here we live on a limited, finite, 3-dimensional world. And even if we go a step up above in the 4-dimensional world, the time no longer exists is one of the physical elements that we use here to outline our events, because the time is
That's fine, but you're jumping, you're saying, because we don't live in that world. The world we live in now is what I'm trying to say.
It's a 3-dimensional world.
Yes, that's fine, but it's not the world that you said 10 minutes
doesn't-
ago that you're projecting all this and everything else doesn't really exist. You're making it exist. That we know is not
Well,
real.
I'm just almost finished. I'm almost there. So
Yeah.
if you live in the 4-dimensional world,
We
there's
don't,
no
though.
time. Yes, we are.
No.
We just don't perceive it in 4 dimensions.
Because we don't
never-
live in the 4th-dimensional world. That's why.
No. We perceive this world in 3 dimensions, but there are 4 dimensions. There are 5.
That's fine, but we don't live in the 4th.
No, we don't perceive them. We live in a multi-universe with infinite dimensions.
No. You're mixing two different things.
For
example,
the way we hold on.
Russia exists. I don't live in Russia. I live in Canada. You can't say we do live. It's there. No, I don't.
But if you perceive the world as
Yeah.
4 dimensions.
What's the 4th dimension?
So 4 dimensions. So I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
Okay, if you go walk through the woods, you walk through the wood. Okay, I'll give you 2 dimensions.
I would drop your class in college.
Yeah, that's why I'm not a professor. But this desk is flat, right?
Yeah.
And the piece of paper, there's a 2-dimensional plane. And
Okay.
if there's a being there, it'll be just a dot.
I'm getting lost.
I know that.
It will not perceive 3-dimensional world. If I throw orange at it and it goes through that dimension, they'll just see a sequence of circles, right? So that's a 2-dimensional. That's the way they perceive.
That's all I'm asking you. You don't need to explain that. I'm saying right now,
okay.
what's our 4th dimension?
So the 4th dimension is when you see everything at once, and it's hard to explain all the events
Because
and
we don't live
sequence
in that.
everything, but we don't live in it, and it's
Exactly.
hard for us to explain. But there's no time of events. So like when you're saying no, but you don't understand. I've existed before I've met you, but the time limit of our dimension, that's what creates the sequence of events where we met somewhere here on the timeline and not here. But in the 4 dimensions,
Yeah, except this is all theoretical. This is quantum theory. None of this is proven. These are just fun theories about the 4th, the 5th, and the 6th dimension, but these are theories. We don't know.
You
sound like
touch
a
things.
movie called
But
What-
everything starts with observation.
Right.
So,
I've never observed the 4th dimension. You know why?
No.
'Cause I live in
know,
this one.
But we apparently we are ascending since 2012 into a 5th dimension, past the 4th dimension or whatever that means.
hate it, bro.
So you hated that, but let alone you cannot forgive women's intuition. You're chauvinist. You cannot forgive. You cannot forget a sixth sense or whatever it is. So there is glimpses that you observe. A déjà vu, for example. I believe that's a glimpse into a 4th dimension where you're seeing things happening before they actually do.
No, you're attributing it to a 4th dimension.
Maybe.
So let's say intuition, which is real. We have instincts. I don't know why you're attributing an instinct to a 4th dimension when an instinct is here.
I didn't say instinct. I mean, when you
Women's
actually
intuition is real. Intuition is real.
but when you see things versus
Yeah.
okay, I see this clearly in my mind. I don't know how to describe it, but this
Yeah.
is what's going to happen. And it happens. And
Yeah.
I'm not the only one. It happens to many of us.
Everybody, yeah.
To everybody. And déjà vu is a good one. You can actually, it registers in your mind. It's like, oh, I remember 20
I've
years
seen this
ago when I
before.
walked, and not just, but you attribute to a point when and how you saw it.
Yeah, like I've been here before.
Yeah, I've been here
Yeah.
before, and that's what's going to happen next. And it happens like, oh my God, right? So like, again, you're right. It is theoretical, and more than that, it is how I perceive my world that I created. It's not
Yeah.
your world. Your world is 3-dimensional world that you live in on a circle.
We live in the same world.
No, we're not.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah,
your
you do.
reality is different, but we live in the same world.
Is there a
We live in
comedy
the same
hostel
universe.
tonight?
There's another one if you want to go.
Yeah, I want to go. We're going to
Okay.
comedy hostel tonight.
He said that, like I just said, we're not going to hostel, but I'll take you to another one. Nope,
doing
deja vu
seven.
is a sensation linked to a kind of reboot of your brain.
I feel bad because you only have 2 minutes left. You got to wrap up. Do your thing.
And the COVID is something else, and whatever the shooting.
Yeah, that's
happened,
what I'm telling you is just the whole. It sounds amazing, but you're not creating this. You're creating around you how you want to feel, what you put around you, obviously, in your everyday life. But this is not a manifestation of your imagination. You could argue philosophically that everything starts in the imagination. This was built because someone thought about it. Everything starts with a thought. But to try to take a philosophical notion, and a very noble one, and apply it to literal, like, this is all in my mind, bro. This isn't really here.
No.
This is projected. That shit pisses me the fuck off.
That's not what I'm saying. This is real. You're real. He's real. But I manifested you.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Robot. Thank you very much. I had a great time. in Quebec. All right. So look, what are your closing statements? What do you want people to remember from this?
If anybody ever, your closing statement.
Yeah, you about this, about your philosophies.
Yeah.
Expect miracles. Everything starts with a positive thought.
Yeah.
Love, peace, kindness to all, and stay strong.
Hail Hydra is what he's trying to tell you. You can find Guido, Sapri de Napoli.
Almost there.
It's almost there. Or you can watch him on this very channel every
June
week.
11th, I'm in Boston, by the way.
Oh, June 11th. Where can they get tickets?
I don't know. In the description on Guido Grasso JR at Instagram.
Guido Grasso JR on Instagram. Find him over there. Guido Grasso, you can watch him weekly on The Intellectuals here every Thursday night at 8 p.m.
Excited, we'll be back.
Catch the premiere at 8 p.m. and you can talk to people in the chat. Thank you guys for checking this out. Mr. Robot, Gary Atlas, Captain Yell, everyone who was in the live chat talking to us. Thank you to Alex the Russian for being here. Guido, wasn't your best outing, but whatever. We'll allow it.
God bless.
Thank you, Jorge. Thank you guys so much. Patreon.com/Pantelis. Go fuck yourselves.